I'm 30 minutes late.
All right, everyone, here we are. Welcome to Observer Live. It's Gary Keith. I'm here with my guest host, Shannon, and today we have Jerry Riffle. Jerry?
Thanks for having me, bud.
We got so much to talk about, bro.
Something to say.
I scheduled, be open and honest with everyone, I scheduled Tiffany first, and she was just too busy and couldn't work it out.
Tiffany Fell, city manager.
Tiffany Fell, city manager, right? I guess I shouldn't talk like everybody knows what I'm
Right.
talking about. And then she was too busy, just couldn't work it out. And then I hot swapped to Jerry, and then the whole world seems to have fallen apart.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're here to save the day, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like politics. You jump in it, even if it's hard. So I could have skipped and said, hey, Gary, I'm sick, can't do it.
For something you make a whole whopping $50 a meeting.
62.
Oh,
It's 62?
Wow.
Or, well, no, I'm sorry, it's 162 a month.
Okay.
After
So for
taxes.
162 a month.
80. Is there one meeting, two meetings?
2 meetings.
Two meetings. $80-some a meeting.
Now, when we were on council together, we met a lot more than we do now, which hopefully we changed that, do more work sessions and things like that. But
Yeah, you remember, everybody who listens to this, one of my things, if you've been a follower of Gary Keith in the past, is get rid of that damn insurance. Because I think it causes people to want to be on council for the wrong reasons. But
yeah,
that's a whole different subject. We're not going to start there. We're talking to Jerry today.
we'll get there.
We'll get to things that make us angry in the future here. But today, just starting with Jerry, like, why, Jerry? Why city council? How did you ever get into this? Like, what got you started in public service?
I mean, it's definitely not something I thought of when I was a kid. But once I got more involved in the community, started seeing dead ends on things that we're trying to accomplish, things that you see closer up that you know you need to fix, more people you talk to in the community. They start seeing you consistently, whether it's out there for, I was out there for community action, things like that. Then naturally, if you want to make a difference, you just continue on and you jump into that next arena where you think you can help.
Clarksburg Community Action. I think that's where you and I met, honestly.
Yep. Yeah, it was cleaning up over there, and then you came and helped, help us out a lot. So yeah, I mean, met a lot of people. I mean, just the city's a small city compared to other cities, but when you're walking on the streets and you're all over all the different people you meet, like it's a big city.
We're going to talk more about Clarksburg Community Action too. That's our second segment, so let's skip that for the moment.
All right.
Because I'm going to give you a little bit of crap about that.
Good.
Okay. So, I mean, like, what do you want to accomplish when you ran for council? I'm looking at my notes here. So,
Man.
I want to make sure I stay on subject with Jerry. Or at least in a godly conversation.
Well, I mean, anytime you've never been on council before and you go on there, you have the biggest eyes. You're like, I'm going to do all kinds of things. And I think if you're motivated at all, most people usually start there, and you should, if you're doing it for the right reason.
Sure.
So, I mean, honestly, I wanted to accomplish everything. That's, made me struggle early on, trying to narrow it down and figure it out. But naturally, it happens. You get in there and you find out, like, okay, we can't do this, we can't do that. So naturally, you just start, narrowing your vision, and you just start finding things that you can do.
So you become very focused on things that you never thought about before, right?
Yeah.
Like cracks in the sidewalks.
Well, I've done sidewalks since I was 15 because I do concrete work summertime.
Okay.
So I've always focused on the sidewalks.
Well, I started noticing things I never noticed before. But,
Yeah.
That's one thing that comes to mind. Like when you drive around, like I really love Clarksburg, and I know you do too. You're as much of a homer as I am, which I don't feel like everyone on council really is.
No.
Like I would kill for Clarksburg.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in different states talking about Clarksburg. I'm arguing with people. I still make jokes about Bridgeport. Like I still keep up my
in good fun, right?
In good fun.
We don't hate Bridgeport.
Really? I'm just kidding.
I like
We just hate what it represents.
Robert Matheny is definitely somebody that I respect and I like. And
one of my best friends.
Having
like family to me.
Yeah, so having a working relationship with Bridgeport support now makes sense. I think we can do it.
It makes it harder to hate them with Robert in charge.
It does. It does. So, yeah, rule less jokes. But honestly, I think it's even changed the path of my own personal life, like relationships. Like if you don't love Clarksburg, like, so my ex-girlfriend, she's from Fairmont, thought it was going to work out. And it was just like, I'm like, you got to love Clarksburg. And then, so
what part of Fairmont was she like? North Marion girls aren't that bad.
She's an East Fairmont girl. So,
no offense to you if you're watching. No offense. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I know she'll watch this. But
yeah, she'll watch it?
No, not
she will. She'll probably be making comments. So, what's like your earliest memory of Clarksburg? Like, why are you more attached to this city than why haven't you moved to Bridgeport like everybody else? I know you're not poor, so you could if you wanted to.
So my earliest memories of Glen Elk. So I was born in '86. Glen Elk.
You're actually from Glen Elk?
Yeah.
That's where you lived when you were a kid?
Yeah. So amazing. Yeah. So right behind the bakery, right behind Tamar's Bakery.
Oh, I remember you took a picture back then.
Yeah. So that's
campaign.
When I first announced that I was running, my old house was right. They tore it down, and so my house was right there. And so, I would wake up in the mornings, smell pepperoni rolls.
Yeah.
My great uncle, Hurley, he just recently passed. He worked there for 42 years, I believe, at the bakery.
Wow.
So, I was knocking on the door, the pepperoni roll would be thrown out to me, like my life.
Gosh,
the smell of the bakery.
I grew up fat living in Adamston. If I lived right behind the bakery.
Oh, yeah.
I'd stay in such good shape.
I don't know. I got lucky. Because I tried. Pepperoni rolls, I don't know how many I've ate in my lifetime. 1 million? I don't even know.
So are you a Tomorrow's Only fan, or do you give D'Annunzio's any love? We'll get you into some real controversial Clarksburg stuff here.
I'll be honest, they taste close.
Close?
The taste is very close to me.
This has been our first big disagreement.
And, and so, D'Annunzio family, I like it. So even Chris, I've battled back and forth with him a little bit, but he grew up.
I know he didn't like the bike trails.
He didn't like the bike trails. When Chris D'Annunzio wants to call and talk to you about something, you listen. He's from here. He's a dedicated, Clarksburg. His family's still here. So he didn't agree, but I answer the phone no matter what. And we talked for several hours.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I'll give my official position since it doesn't sound like Jerry wants to. Tomorrow's used to be my favorite, but since the sale, it changed. D'Annunzio's has pulled ahead.
Yeah.
But I still think Harrison County pepperoni rolls are 1,000,000 times better than all the Marion County pepperoni rolls.
Yeah.
Marion County has got nothing on us.
Yeah. I thought I saw like some type of competition coming up advertised somewhere. Is that?
Yeah, the CBBs or the visitor bureaus were doing.
It's interesting you bring that up because actually the News and Observer is having a pepperoni roll contest and we're announcing D'Annunzio's is the winner right now.
Oh, there we go! Congratulations, D'Annunzio's.
So any of these competitions is one vote for Gary, which is
pretty much.
I don't think me and Shannon want to be making any decisions.
I could.
No, we're not picking sides.
I could like a sort of child group does for theirs and collect money from them and decide who wins.
Yeah, what is it? The Harrison County's best, whoever
that's what I'm talking
sends
about.
up or whoever signs up as many emails or how many gets on each per day, per vote.
Well, you can pay for advertising too. I think that gets you some.
Okay. Well, yeah, that helps.
I actually bought into it when I had my real estate company.
I saw some blacks.
I paid the one. Anyway.
I like the idea of Harrison County's best. I like what.
So what was the real pepperoni roll contest you were about to talk about when I got?
So the visitor bureaus was doing. I'm forgetting what it was called, but they were traveling around. It was just tasting pepperoni rolls all over the state.
Traveling around.
So just working with other visitor bureaus that was like announcing them. I can't remember exactly what it was.
You don't need to travel for.
Yeah.
Or a few.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know you do a lot with Jerry West basketball. Do you want to talk about that at all?
So after COVID, I go back even further. I played Jerry West basketball, which most people did, and it goes back. This is our 52nd season, so I was in there, in the 90s. I played, and so obviously a passion of mine. Youth sports, if anybody knows me at all, youth in general, youth sports. So I played. So then after COVID, the numbers went down a little bit, and there's been some changes. Harrison County Parks doesn't have a basketball league anymore, and so
how Y-ball we going to?
Y-ball's gone now. So Jerry West was losing their numbers, and they made a post about just recognizing the Bridgeport Jerry West and people, if they wanted to play, to sign up there. And this has nothing to do with my dislike for Bridgeport. This is our kids and our citizens. They can't travel that far for one.
No, it's long.
Two, pay the prices. $160, $170. I always joke they have $160 for early bird. Like it's like, when you're up there high, it doesn't really matter. But our kids can't pay that much.
No, you have poor kids. That's a lot.
Yeah, and grand families now, it's like they have 3 kids, and I mean, my mom growing up, she would travel. My brother played all 3 sports. I played all 3 sports, so she was constantly driving. Grand families, they can't do that anymore. They can't afford these type of things. So, and when we need the kids to stay involved, when they stay playing, we got to keep them active, because once they no longer active, that's when the trouble happens. So we got to keep them playing.
That's also how they get the RCB and they suck.
Yes.
We need to be training them.
So even on
the
yeah, the competitive part of it, which Jerry West is a competitive league. We don't, nothing against the other leagues. Like, so the Bridgeport Jerry West, they got certain leagues that wear wristbands. You can only guard to certain people's wristbands. That's not how we operate. If you're,
I've never even heard of that.
Like we're talking about switching on defense, we're working on everything. If you happen to be the short guy underneath the rim and some big guys come, that's basketball. It's mouse in the house is what they call it. Like, you work on your defense, you help. It's real basketball. That's how we wanted to have it. We want competitive, and so that's what Jerry West is. But we also, I want to give a shout out to the local FOP. Every year they've been a big donor for us, so they've donated $3,000 every year.
Wow!
And so
I'm an associate member of the FOP.
Good, well, thank you. And so we are able to get the cost down to $25 a kid.
That's awesome.
Which is unheard of. People were like,
that's awesome.
People were calling me like,
so 25 compared to 160.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in any league, even when I was playing, I think it was like 40. I mean, I asked my mom and she said it was probably $35, $40. This was in the early 90s.
So like 25 is amazing.
Because that's our goal is to get as many kids in there as possible and not make it a burden. Because you got to buy basketball shoes too. Mm-hmm. So we want to make every kid have a chance to play. And if they don't even have the $25, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll take it out of my own pocket. Gary, I mean, that's the way the community is supposed to work. So we're giving them a place to play. We're not even trying to keep them to be worried about it. They'll sign up immediately and they'll play.
And I think all really 3 of us would do that. Anyone that wants to play Jerry West and doesn't have $25, come see one of us. We'll help you out.
Absolutely. If I was aware of it, I would definitely pay for their boy.
Yeah.
So let's get a little more into Clarksburg community action. I want to talk about that some more anyway.
All right. Do you want to do anything else about me before we get to that? You want to do the
I don't care about you. No.
Oh, okay.
So let's get. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Do you have more to share about you before we get into
not about me, but something I'm pretty excited about. And if you want to share the screen. So obviously I care about the kids, the youth. And so I have a creative mind, I feel like, and I'm always
there.
So I have a children's book coming out.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be released November 25th. And the best part of all this, I think it's a great story. It's a true story. Everybody, you always had the Santa Land that you always went to and you always bought.
Sure.
So they have the Penguin Packs, what they call it now. So, you can go in there and buy gifts, and you always had that screwdriver sitting on one dad on it, right? So so the story is about the screwdriver being bought for me from my son, and he was all happy to give it to me. And then the screwdriver gets put in the junk drawer and not get used again until it's needed one day. So it's a good story about patience. It's a good story about a gift from the son, and then, something coming through and when it's needed. So it's a great, great story. But the best part of it, you see the drawing right there. That's the cover of it.
Yeah, that's the actual cover of the book.
That's the actual cover of the book. Folks. And the best part about the whole book, you'll see on there, it says illustrator. It says Chloe Fry, correct? You can see that. Yeah. And so she's a 5th grade girl at Nutter Fort Elementary School.
How cool.
She did all the drawings. I'm telling you, I gave her an idea or gave her a little description on what each page would look like. Her mom would send me back the photos that she was doing, and I had nothing to say. I'm like, well, that's perfect. Well, that's perfect. And I mean, honestly, awesome. It gave me chills. So that's the best part of all of it. And so we're going to do like a little book tour, local book tour, and she's going to be reading to schools. We're actually we got stickers coming out. We're going to have action figures of the screwdriver too to sell. So so we're doing it all. We'll work with the library. The schools are excited. The school library. You can be able to buy the book online, Amazon, anywhere. Hopefully, Books A Million will be in there, but we're going to have some sell locally, and we're going to see them in libraries. And
so, I mean, put it for sale on my website.
There we go.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting, and she's excited. And
is there already going to be a link for that, where I can share it on this video?
No, I haven't. No, it's not yet.
Okay. Well, we can add it later.
Yeah.
So if you check back with the video, I'll put it in the comments later.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Clarksburg community action. Let's talk about it. So I think that the general public probably thinks that Clarksburg community action was just about picking up litter. It was much deeper than that.
Well, when it started, it was.
I mean, that's what I thought about it, and I was in it. Was about the.
You weren't really in it.
Yeah. I like to pick up the litter.
And then there was.
Yeah.
In it.
Okay. Do tell, because I'm quite curious.
I think it's just. It's not even anything negative towards them. I think it was awesome. It all kind of came crumbling down, but. It was really a comprehensive fix Clarksburg government down.
Yeah. So I mean, the motivation behind getting it started was all based on just not liking some things that's going around the neighborhood or around the city, and wanting to be motivated and getting big crowds, especially in the beginning. Like I remember the first couple of meetings that we had. Now a lot of people came and thought it was something different when they got there, and a lot of times I don't think the people who were putting together, Lily and Chad, like they were just frustrated. So they wanted to do something about it. So they had some meetings, and, I didn't know any of them. I didn't know Chad. I didn't know Lily. I didn't know any of the Junkins family or the Scott family. I knew some of the brothers, but nobody that was really involved in that part. But I just wanted to be involved.
Sure.
And that's where I met Wayne too. Wayne was involved as well, and we just jumped in.
Wayne Worth is another city councilman currently serving alongside Jerry.
Yeah, so
Will also.
Yeah, Will didn't jump in as much as on the. He was always there. I mean, he was there but he wasn't really in the administrative part of it or on the board.
Okay.
But really, he was. I mean, because he was there just as much as anybody. I mean, he was there all the time.
Gotcha.
So I didn't even know you had a board.
So
I really thought it was just the litter.
Yeah, no, it was a nonprofit.
So it was taking out litter, but also became people running for office.
A lot of people running for office
and
participated.
So was Jimmy Moreno involved too?
No.
Okay.
Justine was. So, I mean, I think the natural, kind of like how I spoke earlier, like you just get involved in that. Why you decide to eventually running, you get to a point where you're like, I want to keep making a difference, so you run. Because it's what happens, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I get your say. So, was it created all just to do that? We did some good things.
Oh, absolutely.
We did some good things.
100% agree. You did lots of amazing things.
And we had the community active, which was my most part. Is we had very.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up. Like, where do we go from here? What happened? Why is it completely dead?
Oh, it's so much work. We can't say. We got to keep our language right because we want to. I know you made that comment in the last one. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of headache. It's a lot of.
So was it just after everybody got elected, we didn't agree on everything like we thought we would? Because I remember when you got elected, they weren't really that happy about us. They were not fans.
Well, did certain people not get elected and Jerry did get elected?
I don't know. It seemed like it was a very strange situation because it seemed like we wanted them to get elected and then they did. And we weren't as happy about it as we expected to be or something. I don't know. I'm not going to name any names that I'm talking about. People could probably figure it out pretty easy, but I turned out being probably the number one ally of like Jerry on council when others like didn't seem to even want him there.
Yeah, well, I was
like they didn't expect you to win, pretty much.
Which is, I always knew I was going to win, but
you always knew you were going to
win. Honestly, running for something is very. It's a big. I like adrenaline rushes, but
sure.
But if I lost,
it's like one that never ends until you get elected. And it's like I listened to a politician talking about this recently that running and campaigning, it's constant adrenaline every day is what can I do, what can I do, what can I do, and then you get elected and that goes away. It's like not the what can I do goes away, but the adrenaline that you're getting trying to get this thing. You got it now, so now you got to go find a new thing. Yeah. And then those projects that you want to get done that you were talking about, when you're in, they're not as accomplishable. Yeah. So it's something that adrenaline just changes and it has to divert.
Yeah. But I think Clarksburg Community Action was already slowing down. Because when we were all in, right at the beginning, it was all like anything you do, you're always all in the beginning. So then Lily was on council, so she wasn't as active with CCA as much as she could be. And so then just started slowing down. The momentum kind of slowing down in our other direction. And then we just started cleaning up trash. That's it. That's all we did. But we had bigger goals. We had bigger things that we wanted to accomplish and we pushed for.
Well, my general point overall of even bringing it up was I think it was great. Like we needed it. Like I was never in it. Like I helped pick up some trash a few times, but I definitely saw an impact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying all the same people have to be involved, but it would be nice if it still existed.
So does it not exist
anymore? Well, it does. So one that like the drama part early on wasn't like between like me, Lily, or like Wayne. It was, so when we started, we didn't really know what our goal. Our goal was to make a difference.
Okay.
And so we started, and we were doing things like, feeding people and giving them some clothes away, and we started seeing that we were out picking up trash and we were picking up the exact things that we were giving away, clothes, and so
that's unfortunate but true.
So then we started focusing on just more of like the neighborhood watch aspect of it.
I remember that now.
And so from that, there's a group like Tia Villianco and like Angela Scott and those and Mindy Scott, and they started doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't contentious in the beginning. Right in the beginning, it became contentious.
Oh, okay.
But
this isn't even what I was getting at. This
is like
I wasn't even going to talk about them. Last time I talked about them, the ACLU came to town.
but I get along with them now. Like there was we definitely didn't like each other for a while, but. I'm not saying we didn't create the change initiative, but we got people active. We got people going. Now, Mindy's been active for a while. Mindy's been doing things.
Mindy's spectacular.
I love her. So she didn't get started with us, but as a group, as we kind of came together and then they went their separate way, we went our separate ways, which is fine. If the community was asking for that and they feel the need to fill them in, we didn't feel like me, Lily, Wayne, like we didn't feel like that was our place to do that. So we wanted to do more of the neighborhood watch. And so we were out there noticing things, marking things down, talking to the neighbors, cleaning up the trash.
I remember your clipboard. You had
so we were writing down complaints of the citizens, and so that was our route.
Oh, so
people
like
loved it.
Before they got the official site where you document your complaints, you guys kind of started that. You were the handwritten complaint form, and then I think it was when you were both on council, we got the system that it was much easier to make a complaint to a lot of officials. That was an excellent program. I utilized.
It's funny when I first got on council, even probably before Jerry was there, the whole city had this attitude of. They didn't want to know about problems. I hate to put it that way, but it's like they would literally sweep problems under the rug. Like, we would almost like laugh about a problem when we heard it. Like, the grass is too high at this house over in Adamston. It's like, oh, well, yeah, so is it the 40 houses around it.
Right.
And public.
That gets into what we were talking about the last episode too, the selective enforcement of things, and it made it. a lot easier once that system was developed to document things.
Not even just easier to document, but harder to ignore.
Exactly.
And I especially liked it, which they changed it at some point. They said it was because the subscription ended, whatever, I don't know. And they have something new now, and I haven't even looked at it that hard. Maybe Jared can tell us more about it. But I really liked what we had at one point. When you made a complaint, it went up there where the public could see it, and somebody had to respond to it.
Yeah, is that no longer...
They hated that. Public Works hated me when that came out.
But what a bummer that that's gone, like the accountability.
Well, everybody hated it.
Yeah.
Other than me, the code enforcement hated it.
Sure.
The city manager at the time hated it, which was Harry.
Yeah.
There was even a complaint that was put on there that after I was campaigning, my campaign sign was left up. But it was a cool sign. The kids painted it. They all used their hands. It was like, it was a complete, so I didn't really care. All my other signs I took down, but there was a complaint that like, politician keeps his sign up. Like, the kids did it. It says, did it for the kids.
But you, instead of someone having to go around with a clipboard, at least, it was done in an official way.
No, I definitely get what its purpose was.
And you guys started that. That's really cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But I think there was even, now, once again, I'm not going to name any names, but there was even a complaint one time from a city employee who felt he was being harassed.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
He was being harassed by people on the automated system because he wasn't going out and fixing things that he was supposed to fix.
Oh.
I think the definition of public servant is not understood when you get into these positions. You are a public servant. Like, you are supposed to serve.
That crushed me.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
What do we do from here?
But that was one of the behind the scenes things. Were there more behind the scenes things you think people should know about CCA or what it was?
Anytime you run a nonprofit,
what it wasn't?
It's not easy. Honestly, Chad Weaver is. It wouldn't have happened without Chad Weaver. Now I know there's some falling out between me and Lily and
I wish there wasn't though. Maybe we can cure that with this show
for sure.
And I never even dealt with Chad Weaver that much, but from what I did, what I saw was a very intelligent person who wanted to help.
There's not. I don't think not one thing different about Chad Weaver. He is a great person. He is. I've always said that. My differences with the rest of the family, not rest of the family, but some of the other members of the family, it was never about Chad. Chad, he didn't want credit. He put, I don't know, 50s. I don't even know how much money, like thousands and thousands of dollars of his own money, and he never wanted credit. Even when it came to pictures, he'd be pushing like me, Wayne, and Lily up there, like he didn't want it. He didn't care. It just. That's what he loves Clarksburg. He still loves Clarksburg. They still live right, on the corner over there, right in the middle of this.
Like probably the most beautiful house in downtown.
Yeah.
It.
So
been to his pool. Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable that is right there. You really don't even know it.
Some people just don't like the public service. Like I think the three of us do though. They want to help and they want to do it, but don't really want the spotlight.
Also, I wish I didn't have a spotlight. That's for sure.
So kind of building off of that. So you, Wayne, and Will all came from CCA and you're on council together. That should be a really powerful thing. But it doesn't seem that way, Jerry.
It's not.
Yeah, you guys don't seem to work together very much.
I would say...
Why can't you get that group together?
I'd say me and Will vote together on things.
And I know everybody has their own independence.
Often. But... I think me and Wayne's voting record together, I'd say we probably voted on things together maybe 15% of the time.
Why is that? Why can't we? We can't get things done. This is like the federal government. Like we can't get things done if we can't come together.
So what is the dichotomy? Is it like a, personal? Is it a, core beliefs you thought, something was different?
He has a different belief of what the government does.
Okay.
He has a different belief of what his role is as a council member as I do.
Uh-huh.
He's not wrong about his role, but we all have different ways to getting things done. There's certain times that I wish I wasn't the way I was when it comes to council. Like I'm very hands-on as Gary was. Like I just constantly I want to know what's going on. Like I call for updates. Like It's just how and Wayne, he'll come on Thursdays. He'll still talk to the citizens. He's not that he's not out there. It's just that I feel like he has a different role when it comes to City Hall, and that's what he believes. And he's an infrastructure person, which I mean, when you're on council, local government, infrastructure is what you just do it. You have to do it. It's not the fun part. It's not the sexy part. It's not what's going to get people excited, as we see right now, is all this construction going on. It's all for infrastructure. We'll get there. So I won't jump too far into that, but so that's it's just what you do.
Yeah.
When it comes to us on an agenda, or we hear about it, we get it figured out. We get an engineering company. We fix it. We plan for it. But you just do it.
So now you're going to get the Gary Keats side of this. I go into this a lot when I'm talking to people in private, but this is the first time I've probably approached it on camera. I don't know if I'll make anybody mad or not. Alphas and betas, Jerry. We have alphas and betas in this world. You, my friend, are an alpha. I am an alpha. I think Martin Howell's an alpha. I'm not sure anybody else up there is. I don't feel like they're willing to go out on a limb for anything.
Mark Jackson.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know Mark well enough.
Yeah.
From my limited experience, I would say that too.
Mark's a Clarksburg.
I shouldn't throw shade on Ryan either, because I never worked with him closely either.
Ryan, as we all do, he's green. He's getting used to his role on council. But
who's going to take the bull by the horns and really go out on a limb and do something extreme?
Yeah.
If you could name one person on council other than yourself, you have a serious problem, you need, someone to take action. Who's it going to be?
It's definitely Martin.
Honestly, it depends on what the action is.
Yeah.
It also, when it comes to Ryan is also very big about the youth. He's a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So we share that.
Yeah.
We differ certain things on how we use things, but he's pushed back against the Board of Education, his
mm-hmm.
employer.
I love that. Yeah. I know he did. He definitely did.
But it's hard to, like, they can't. The reason he's doing it's coming from a good place. It's not like trying to be.
No.
So it's like it's easier for him to do that when you're operating on that way. But he's done that, and he's got frustrated with the Board of Education, and as I think the majority of all of us most of us on council have been. But he's done that, so I think that showed a lot right there. And again, he's still.
I'll give him credit for that. You're right about that. I did see him standing up,
and that's early on in his.
And that was a little scary to stand up on. So that's good for him. But and really, my point is, it's like some of these guys don't want to be against anything. Like they're afraid to make anybody mad.
Yeah.
And I just never really gave a shit if I ever got elected again.
Yeah.
And
I think
I feel like even though you're planning on running again, you have that reckless disregard too.
Oh, it's right.
Especially if you know you're right.
Well, no, I'm like, oh, man, it's like, well, I still have to, because I've burnt some bridges, and it's the bridges that are just like, why is that bridge on fire? Like, that bridge should never be on fire. This is common sense.
Right.
Well, I think that last part is important too, if you're right type of thing, and that is an important thing to know. It's probably as a public servant, you want to take that centrist, that the middle of the ground thing that you and I were talking about. That's important as a candidate, but as it kind of gets into it. You have to, kind of step to the side a little bit, but then you worry too. Is this going to cause me, not to get elected next time? Am I going to piss the wrong person off?
I'm going to have to campaign harder.
Yeah.
Because I know I've burnt some bridges.
Right.
And I've said it twice in the past 5 months, and it pisses me off that I even said it myself. I got to worry about my election. I said it twice. Yeah. Now, right immediately after, I'm like, you know what?
I think you're wrong about that.
No, I said it. I didn't act on that.
I think that you'll see that people respect you when you stand up. I think that the natural reaction is to think you got to just sit back and not make anybody mad.
But when he's right,
he
stands up.
It's wrong. Yeah, that's not what people want.
Yeah,
people don't want you being a soft jellyfish out on the side.
Yeah.
They want you to take the lead and do something.
Be a leader.
So, man, one example is the History Museum. So, I know we'll kind of get to that later on, but
Actually, that's the next thing we're going to get to. So, we're good. Go ahead.
So, History Museum, I've been a huge supporter of History Museum. I love history, for one. I love our history. Our history in the city is so rich. Just when you really dive into our history. And one thing, the last podcast, was like, we got to teach Shannon some more of the history of Clarksburg.
Please, please teach me. I'm ready.
Not even just the well-known parts, but like the old school type things. And I'm not saying I'm going to teach you that right now. I'm just saying, but like, I'm excited because I know you have a lot of energy. So I'm excited for you to know more about it, to find out more about it. So
we do have an amazing history. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's just like there's times where JFK walked from the Waldo all the way down to where the old Kroger's was, where O'Reilly's is, not in a car, without protection, like walked down the streets, and just like he did that here. And then you think about what happened. It's just crazy from the walk.
Around what? I mean, when was JFK? Like, what year was that? Like 60s? Yeah.
What? I don't know exactly what year it was.
Yeah.
But I know
I think he's killed in 63.
Okay.
63?
Yeah.
I was going to say right in that area.
And was that kind of Clarksburg's boom in the 60s, would you say?
They were kind of past the boom.
Past the boom,
okay.
But we're still pretty important city.
I heard presidents came here, which is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That was even way past our problem. We already started.
But I didn't know, walk down the streets, walk down that same street that all of us have walked down is pretty cool.
So back to the History Museum, I wanted to help it grow. I've tried to put my own personal time into my own personal money. I've tried, this campaign trying to sell these flags, which you guys are going to buy them, right?
Well, what's this? Tell everyone.
Okay,
we've got flags for sale.
Here's the main ones that we got printed because.
Oh, cool.
So I guess I'll back up a little bit. So my first thing I did on council, my first active thing that I wanted to put on the agenda was going back to our old city flag.
Yeah.
We had this navy blue flag that had our. It wasn't. And we are the first city in the state to have a city flag.
Okay.
And this is a great looking flag.
Yeah. It's cool.
So my first
thing was something too.
Yeah. And
it was about the 4 communities of Clarksburg
coming together
to make the city.
And so my first thing I did put on the agenda was to officially readopt back our old flag. So symbolism is important. I think, especially when you have a city that's rich in history, symbolism is very important. So I wanted to bring that back. So
those are for sale somewhere, right?
So what were the first 4 towns that combined to make Clarksburg? This is your trivia question.
Oh, man.
Broad Oaks, Adamston, Staley.
I knew it was Adamston. It wasn't Broad Oaks.
And I think, is downtown just one? I don't know.
No.
I'm not 100% sure either. I know Adamston and Staley for sure.
I think it was Broadway.
Broadway. Okay. That makes sense.
I think.
I'm not 100% sure either. So I asked you a trivia question. I don't know the answer. I've read it before, but I don't know it off the top of my head right now.
Okay, so 4 towns came together to form a larger Clarksburg in 1917. They were Adamston, Staley, Northview, and Broad Oaks.
Oh!
You didn't say Northview, did you?
I didn't say Northview. Should have. Don't lie to that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be my role on this, as the quick researcher.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike Spatafor, for watching.
Mike Spatafor will definitely be a future guest.
Oh, for sure. I don't think we've officially asked him yet, but when it comes around, he'll probably notice after, his name is on every episode.
So the flags, one of the reasons I wanted to help is, so I bought flags. I bought 100 flags to sell. $40 each. And the idea is...
Well, I'll buy at least that one.
Okay. Well, I got more in the truck. So the idea was, for one, as a fundraiser. 2, it brings pride in your city. You're driving through a town and you're seeing your city flags. And my vision was to see them all over town.
And this looks bigger. That's an actual flag?
Yeah,
okay.
3 foot by 5 foot.
Okay, so the bigger than the smaller ones you were showing earlier. Those are the $40
Yeah, these are for the kids, and you hand them out to the parades and stuff. I bought one for your son, so make sure you go to him.
Yeah, cool.
You give it to your daughter. She's too old. Maybe she won't want the flag as much.
Okay.
Maybe she'll buy a big one. That's you don't know.
So those of you that have pride in Clarksburg, $40, and you could, show it off in your neighborhood.
Yeah, you go to the Clarksburg History Museum website. You can go on there. You can pay for it. You can contact me.
Oh, you can do it right on their website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Contact
I'll
me.
find a link to that and put it on the comments. Good.
So
then, are you going to the Veterans Day Parade this Tuesday?
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
bring some there. We'll find Jerry. And
I was going to do that, but it's more about the
the
US
veterans
flag there. So it's
Yeah,
like I kind
that's
of
true.
like I
Yeah,
thought
be
about
careful.
that.
We don't want to disrespect at all.
Yeah. So
You don't want to get canceled for that.
no.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I do love seeing it flying in the triangle, though.
Yeah.
The triangle in front of Wendy's. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Angela McCord has one out front of her building, out for where I live. I live at the Gore Hotel. We got hanging out right in front of there. My dad has one hanging out. The rest of the council members, you guys need to have one out front of your house.
Surely Malfa Joe does.
No.
No?
No?
None of them.
Wow.
All right, Malfa Joe.
Is this because it's your project? Or
Well, they bought them.
they did buy out.
Well, a few of them bought them.
So Malfa Joe
like-
just needs to get his out.
Well, Malcolm hasn't bought one yet.
What?
He hasn't bought one. He said he will.
And then where do the funds go for the people?
All
that buy
100% proceeds.
All in
go
Jerry's
to-
pocket.
Yeah. So I paid for the flags out of my own pocket. The
Did you really?
initial price for all of them. I bought 100 of them.
Wow.
And then all proceeds go to the History Museum. Every single
How
dollar.
cool.
Cool.
I mean, I love history. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you got to lead by example. I take that.
That's the type of leadership we need, though.
Yeah.
That really is. It takes a lot to, I mean, I don't think any of us are millionaires here. So, you know, it takes a lot to go out of your own pocket for things like this, but that's what a true leader does.
Yeah.
And I commend you for that.
And, you know, if you're elderly and you can't even hang it, me,
Jerry
Gary,
will come
Shannon,
to your
will
house.
come through.
Yes, I can do it. I
We
can
will
help
come
hang
hang
up
the
flags
flags
and
for you.
signs. I've been getting really good at it.
I was
I've got
gonna
a
say-
post hole digger if we need to
I-
even dig posts.
No joke. I actually believe Jerry would 100% do that.
Oh, I've done it.
Not me.
Have you?
You don't
I've
believe
done
I would?
And so I've even.
I've seen Jerry. You're too short.
No, I'm not. Do you see all those signs in town? Me and my grandpa put every
I'm
one of
just
those up.
She absolutely would too. So when you first did get on council, me and you worked together on tons of stuff, and I think that made people mad.
Didn't say that.
I have a list here.
Oh,
We did the Lowndes Hill Trails. We tried to do that. We did a lot with the Highfield Soccer Complex, the splash pad, the bird scooters. Those were a big deal. The History Museum, of course. Did me and you working on this kill all those projects? The History Museum? Like, did we poison every one of those projects?
Oh man, you wonder, right? It's like, and we were. I mean,
Because we don't have any of those things. We're still at the History Museum.
the trails aren't dead yet, though. I have not quit working on them. Like,
Okay.
I've even seen a couple comments on Facebook of some
I
people
got to tell you.
that don't like me anymore said you didn't follow through on this, and I'm like, we got the grant.
I was so mad the other day. We even talked about it on Facebook when I saw Weston finish that rope course.
Oh yeah.
So
So
that was one of the things we wanted to do up there.
so many
And
things.
we own that damn property up there now, so I'm not giving up on this. Maybe there's more chance now because the Y was a little bit of a pain in our butt about that.
Well, now it's moving over to the Height Field project. If we can't get that, Board of Education can work with us, and we have it designed that we can. So a pump track is what is where
The
we're
pump
kind
track
of-
is so cool.
Yes, great for kids.
It's an awesome idea.
explain a pump track.
And
'cause
so
that
that's
doesn't
going to
mean
happen no
anything
matter
to me.
what. So the ideal location is coming off the Height Field area. So we have some people that own property right through there that are willing to donate the property to the city. That property connects all the way down.
So you want to do that at Height Field now. You don't want to do it on top of the hill.
But what is it? What is the thing that you're talking about?
So we got a grant for trails.
Okay.
Originally, we pushed for it to have it up on Lowndes Hill.
Which
Chris-
is where the Y is right
Kristen
now.
Unzio, back to Unzio, he lives up there. He was worried about
Chris
it.
wasn't super happy about it because, let's give Chris credit here. He has good reason not to want it.
Yeah.
Because it's right behind his house. He basically owns those woods right
Yeah.
now. And he was worried about not so much bikers. He was worried about homeless people wandering out
Okay.
there if
Yeah.
you improve it.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Which I don't I understand his.
Well,
you know, when you
The whole
have,
idea, the whole reason that I didn't take him seriously on that is because if we did something like that, I feel like we would control it so closely that he would be proven wrong.
we
about
could
it
not
immediately.
we could not allow it to fail.
No,
We would have to.
I think it would
do
be
that.
such a focus.
I think it would increase, or I would think it would decrease the chances of things like that happening.
But I totally see the reason for his complaint. He's just worried about
NIMBY,
something.
not
going
in my
on his
backyard.
woods.
It's a common concept across multiple projects.
And he was worried about it turning into not what we intended.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, Clarksburg has a little bit of a, reputation of starting something and then letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but that's not
Things we've had in the past, like dog parks and skate parks and things that were really good ideas.
Yeah.
So
until it was done.
Yeah.
But it's not, the trails are not done yet. And the least, or the worst, not the worst case scenario, the ending, if we can't have it, the ideal place right there, Highfield, we will have a pump track somewhere in the city, wherever it could be by the VA. My idea coming off Chestnut Street is we already own the land up top of the Lowndes Hill. We're kind of creating an area to where it's, Chestnut Hill is still one of our best neighborhoods.
Sure.
Now, coming towards town, we have failed. We have allowed things to happen, but almost all of those houses have been torn out through there. And so we have problems there with, some of the...
You're talking about like Colonial Heights, that area.
Yes, and towards Gomart and towards that areas. And in those woods, back to CCA, we've cleaned out camps out there. We've been very active in those. So, but my thinking is like it's closer to town. We'll make that an active place. We'll have more enforcement right there. We'll connect it to the Highfield project, which is going to be, if the Board of Education comes around, all about the youth, kids, all positivity. Come around that corner, you see Highfield, you see the complex, you see, it'll look great.
It's a great piece of property.
Yeah. So that's the property. But if not, the pump track will probably be at the VA park, lower part, or maybe one of the other parks that we have. Maybe Northview, it's a bigger park, but we have some parking too.
Where could you do it at the VA? I'm trying to think.
Where the old skate park was.
Okay.
Down there.
Okay.
That area.
Mm-hmm.
Is the dog park still there?
It's still there. It's still there. Yeah.
Is it maintained at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So the pump track is some type of a bicycle.
So it's you don't even really. It's like a skate park mixed with for bicycles kind of.
Okay.
It's constant flow of riding your bike. And
okay. And how long is it supposed to be?
It's round,
big.
Kind of has some jumps, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, really
is it the size of a skate park typically?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bigger, a little bit
Okay.
bigger, because it's longer.
More humps than jumps. I
Okay.
shouldn't say jumps.
Yeah.
So an attraction
For little
for
kids.
Yeah. So for kids, they can
younger
ride.
bicyclists.
Yes.
Right.
You can learn how to ride bikes there, and then what we're trying to
And
do
is it paved or is it like rubberized?
blacktop.
Is it blacktop?
You can do dirt, but it's more maintenance things. But blacktop,
And it's called a jump track.
no pump
Pump
track.
Okay.
It's because you're just pumping the bike. Is what,
Okay.
is where it comes from.
But it's not meant to be super hard. Like once you get going, you're supposed to be able to.
So probably more for like a trick bicycle versus like, because I learned there's like a mountain bicycle, a trick bicycle, and like a city bicycle. So I'd assume it'd be more for like
More
a
for
trick
kids.
or
Yeah,
kids.
We're probably
Okay.
talking like 10 and under.
Okay.
It's growing the amount of kids that which we all used to ride bikes. Maybe more me and Gary's age. Bikes were always in front yards, honestly.
Absolutely.
So kids are. My son has an amazing bike. He doesn't ride it. It drives me crazy.
Well, it's hard for bikes these days because there's so many weirdos in the world. You have to keep your kids in sight.
Yeah, but even to the park and,
Like,
And keep
my
their
parents
bikes
got
from
me a
getting.
bike, and they were just like, all right,
Yeah.
hit the road, kid.
So
Well, around here we had all the stolen bikes too. How many
Right.
adults do you see on children's bicycles? So you can't even
Yeah.
sit them outside. Like, the community that I grew up at, Lake Floyd, you have bikes sitting outside and then you don't have to worry about some dude coming to steal them or girl.
Thank you for clearing that.
Yeah.
So do you think those ideas were too forward-looking? Were we too aggressive? Like,
I'll never say we were too aggressive. As many problems that we have in this city, it keeps me up. I'm all in. Like I'm trying to write a phrase. I can't use one phrase I'm going to use, but like I'm all in on pushing it full pedal to the metal. As I always have.
Pedal to the metal.
So politics, I hate the politics part of it. Like
Me too.
Clarksburg's got ingrained politics still. For a city that has struggled, you wouldn't think that some of those would have the strength as it still does.
So tell me more about that. What do you mean, like the ingrained
So
part?
just
not my idea isn't a big part of it.
Yeah.
So if it's not your idea, then why support
Whose
it?
idea was it? Is the first question you ask before you
Or-
decide if you're going to support something.
Or somebody that had an idea for that location 25 years ago, your idea doesn't match that idea. Now that idea is dead. All intents and purposes, it's dead. But to certain people's minds, that was their idea at one point, and they don't want to see
So
anything
ego.
besides that.
Ego.
Yeah.
There's too much ego going on
So much
to
ego.
get anything done.
I mean,
And
this-
inability to drop that ego and work in a collective fashion.
our history is rich. A lot of people came from here are rich. When it comes to money, it comes to power, and it comes to things like that, and they won't let go.
Yeah.
And I think one of our biggest problems are, and so we have a lot of a perfect example. And this is nothing against Joe Folio at all. All his kids have left. I went to school with all of his kids. Andrew was the one that was closest to me. Now they own buildings. They've got all the business. They've been huge business owners in our city for decades. Now they're older. They've made their money. They've done their career. So now their kids aren't here to take over and to continue that. We lost that so many generations, and that's a huge problem.
So I know it's been difficult for you on council when I was on there and now. How do you keep your positive attitude and momentum when you know you don't have the votes to do anything you want to do?
Oh, I keep a positive attitude. Thursdays, I can't hide it. Thursdays,
It's difficult.
I'm mad.
I was mad all the time. That's why I don't think government's good for me. I was always mad.
Yeah, I just hate the politics of it. When an idea is a good idea, it's common sense. You get excited. I mean, I get excited. I got a lot of energy, and maybe that's why. At one point, I was the youngest council member ever in the history of the city, and it wasn't
Were you really?
close. Yeah.
That's
How old
How
were
old are you?
I was 35.
And that was the youngest ever?
They're 30. I think I'm 34 or 35.
oh shoot, maybe I got to run for council still. I'm 32.
You want to?
Just to beat Jared.
Yeah, just to be
No, but Hattie
Jerry.
Wright came in.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
Okay.
How old was she?
I don't know, but she's much younger than me.
Okay.
I don't want to get
Wow.
her age wrong.
No, I can stick
Yeah.
to my other campaign.
Was she under 30? I don't even know. I have no idea.
I don't want to get it wrong. I love Hattie. Hattie's great. I don't want to get her age wrong.
I hate that
I
Hattie.
think 32, 30
I hate that Hattie was on council such a short time because I think she could have been so useful
yeah.
with her knowledge.
We worked well together. And
She was in that. What was it? 2 years or 1 year? What was
1
it?
year.
1 year. That sucked so bad.
Getting your feet wet. I mean, as you know.
Plus, I feel like we need at least one female on council. It's really weird seeing all you dudes up there.
Yeah. So when you have a real strong, I think what Clarksburg needs is obvious, but I don't think that is shared by enough people on council with me. I mean,
What do you think Clarksburg needs most?
well, I think we have to go back to, in the biggest 30,000 feet view, it's about the youth. It's all about the youth because
No, I think you're right.
we have to get a restart. We have to stop this generational issue, negativity, whether it's, it's just, there's negative people in the city. We have to get a better start. And I try to do that every day of my life. Everything that I do is my passion. So whether it's youth sports, keeping kids involved. I did research one day while I was in college, and I did my whole senior capstone research project. It was on the decline of youth sports in Clarksburg. It didn't match the decline of the population. It was greater.
It's probably part of the reason.
Oh yeah, that's my point. The decline of the population it was this. The decline of youth sports participation, much sharper. To where, and it wasn't even the football thing where, the CT, people start playing football. The numbers, it was greater. And that, all it does is less kids being active in positive things. And that's it.
Now, did you compare it to any other areas at all? Was that part of your project? So did you
Different
find
countries,
this
different cities.
sharp of a decline anywhere else?
No, not as great as this. Because, so anytime you do research about Clarksburg, you say Rust Belt. Rust Belt is the industry as it died. Cities of our size, bigger, but mostly our size are bigger. you stay Rust Belt. You can't go out west. You can't do it, but you stay Ohio. You stay along the Rust Belt where industry, the manufacturing core just died.
And maybe explain Rust Belt to people that don't know.
So when a big manufacturing industry died, it started becoming the Rust Belt because of all these old industries. You just see these empty buildings rusting, just rusting away.
Factories,
and the assembly lines, they were dying. The job, people's jobs were changing. Glass factories here, things would change. So comparatively,
you want to compare other areas that are in the Rust Belt to this, and you couldn't find a sharper decline in the participation in youth sports in any other area in that Rust Belt within your study.
No. And then when you factor in the growth of opioid uses, like in the early 90s and things, and what do the kids do, especially like middle school age when there's nothing to play anymore? Like what do they do?
So did you speculate like a causation of any of it in your paper? Like what caused
just
the decline in sports to happen?
The kids aren't being active anymore. The adults, the leaders quit investing into the youth sports. They just did. And we became more apathetic as people, and it's tough to find coaches for Jerry West. I coached 2 teams last year.
Oh, wow.
I ran the league, coached 2 teams last year. Now I love it, but my winner was that. Yeah. And my son didn't even play. I named him Jordan. He's supposed to play basketball, but he's a great singer though. So,
so I got to bring something else up completely off the reservation here. But I think it backs up what you're talking about here. I was reading an article just earlier today where Doris Stutler was talking about why they need money to do all this stuff in Bridgeport. She was talking about the importance of community schools to the neighborhood.
She said that?
I wanted to punch myself in the face when I read that. Look it up. I don't want to quote her word for word, but she was talking about the importance of keeping those schools in Bridgeport. Jared's about to fall out of his chair. No, we're definitely not paused. It made me. I started to sweat when I read it.
one thing that I will say, and when it came to the funding, because what I found out about the consolidations, we've always kind of worried about it. I think we failed as a city. And Tommy Lopez, he didn't fail. He tried. He never quit talking about the school consolidation issue.
We didn't have any choice, though. They didn't want our input.
Yeah. But I think there's so much pressure from the state level down this Board of Education. And I hate to say this because I was pissed. I fought it. I went there and I was pushed back. I tried all I could. I went to try to reach out to the governor's office. I did everything I possibly could, try to rally donors. I had the water board was on board to put in all the water infrastructure for a new school in Northview. Do all that work. I was going to keep working. I had the playground donated. I had those type of things. I got there, but it kept on coming down from the state. And we even have a local person on the state Board of Education that they have issues with funding and things that they were even told. The mandate was less buildings. Now they could have done differently, and we could have been more proactive.
But where did we build the replacements? That's the problem.
What's that?
Where did we build the replacements is the problem. Like RCB didn't have to be where it is. No. It could have been at High Field. Yeah. It could have been right in Clarksburg. It could have been in Glen Elk.
In Mountaineer Mill forced the closing of Northview. Like that school wasn't going to be sitting empty. They couldn't let this do it sit empty. And that was the biggest thing.
Really, you can even go clear back to Gore. Why did Gore end up over there? And Gore should have been in Clarksburg.
And why was Victory just redone and spent millions on when this was years?
We're going to get a school board person.
The mistakes were so many years. Yeah. They go back to at least Gore. Yeah. That was probably one of the first outside the city mistakes, I think.
Yeah. Which, boards change, people change. There's plenty of issues that we failed in Clarksburg on council. So,
these were, city-crushing mistakes. Though.
Yeah.
If I had to link our problems to one thing, it's the schools. Because Shannon can back me up on this as a real estate agent.
That's
when
exactly
families
what I was thinking about.
are
Gone.
picking Bridgeport only,
Yeah.
it's because of the schools.
Mhm.
It's because of the sports. It's because of those things. So it drives me crazy that most of these people on council aren't thinking about that like you are and like I was trying to. It's like that is where the problem starts. And, if you have a family wanting to move into this county, they come, from Washington, D.C. to work at the FBI, they won't even consider Clarksburg.
Yeah.
They don't. When they compare on paper, they look right at the schools. That's the first thing they look at.
My people that are looking in Clarksburg right now in the real estate market are my investors that want to turn a profit because property is so cheap right now.
And that's terrible.
And that's my main out of state people
That's
coming.
what we don't want.
They're coming from Utah. They're coming from New Jersey. They're coming from New York. They're coming from California.
No offense to them. I'm not saying I want them to buy, but
and then
that's the
I've
wrong
even
thing.
got, I just started, something today. I got my DBA established for a company to, start to help people flip these things and to get them into, better states. So once we do get the homes looking better and it's not as much investors here, they are flipping them and selling them to actual families. Okay, we've got a good home, but now we've got to keep them here. We've got to build up the infrastructure. City council's got to, do the gross part of it. But
when you get into a problem of a city is when you have no offense to any of them, but when you have all elderly people and renters, you're not a city. You're not a community.
We got to touch on renters.
That's when you have a huge problem is when people, it's when a woman gets pregnant and she's like, oh man, we got to find a way to move out of Clarksburg. Yeah, that's the attitude.
And this is where the Board of Education is wrong. They believe in the way, and they don't say this, but the way their actions are, they don't act this way. They believe, they're worried about losing students, right? If you want to make this county grow, if you put all your eggs in one basket towards Bridgeport, or you don't think and say, if the county's going to grow, it's going to be because of Clarksburg. It's not because of Bridgeport, because
Bridgeport's full.
But all we're doing is moving people from here to there. The county's not growing. As you even
the real estate is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the reason I'm probably a bad real estate agent because people, want to go look at this 2-bedroom, 1,200 square foot house in Bridgeport. How much is it? $419,000.
Yeah.
Like, and me as Gary, the real estate agent, I'm like, you are freaking crazy if you buy this.
Last time I checked,
I'll take 419. I don't care. You don't even have to negotiate.
Last time I checked, Bridgeport was at least 30% higher apples to apples for Clarksburg to get the exact same thing in
and
Clarksburg.
I'm not saying the prices aren't crazy here
30%.
too, but
so 100,000 in Clarksburg, 130,000 in Bridgeport.
Oh, it's at least that.
Yeah.
I think it's worse than that. Probably.
Yeah, on average.
I've seen some houses that sell over there. Like I said, 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
1,200 square feet. It'll be $300,000. That's not reasonable.
Right.
Like you could buy a house in almost anywhere in the world for that dollar per square foot. That is not reasonable.
Yeah.
Like to live in Bridgeport.
Yep.
And also to think that you're getting your money's worth and be happy about it. Like, you could go buy a house in Raleigh, North Carolina and probably make 3 times the salary you do in Bridgeport. I don't understand why people are willing to pay that. Nothing against Bridgeport. I'm just saying it's crazy that they're willing to pay that amount of money.
For your ROI, your return on investment.
There's none. We're not
a
going
wise
right
decision.
Now as a county, unfortunately.
But for your kids, if you want the school system, somehow Bridgeport has gotten all of this funding for the school system when per student you get the same amount of money.
They don't have to try, they just give it to them.
Yeah.
So another thing I wanted to bring up about that article, you have to go look for it after this, but Nora also mentioned how it's really important that they improve the gym at Bridgeport so they can have regional playoff games in Harrison County. She forgot that RCB is spectacular and we could already have regional playoff games in the county. It's like she doesn't even know that. Like maybe somebody needs to be like,
the gym size, the parking lot, it's in the middle of the county.
So she was talking like that. I would even venture to say that Lincoln, have they had regional playoffs? It's a huge gym. It has a huge parking lot.
Sectionals out there too. But yeah, it's.
But it was like the way she spoke, the way I read it, the way I understood it, it was like there wasn't a place in Harrison County we could do that.
Yeah.
Which annoyed the shit out of me.
But
would be the word.
But that's just where it's. I think the county commission gets it wrong, and I think the Board of Education gets it wrong. Growth of the county is only going to happen in the city of Clarksburg. That's where it's going to start. That's the only way you can get gains on the outside, outskirts of smaller cities, but growth is Clarksburg.
Don't tell me you brought in this huge new business when Steptoe and Johnson opened the huge office at White Oaks.
Yeah.
You brought nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It went from Chase to White Oaks.
I think you had a comment or a post or something, or made a comment. It was just like all these White Oaks. I mean, it took forever for some of them to fill.
White Oaks is downtown Clarksburg.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
the gas company.
One business will
it's
close here
Steptoe.
to move over there. It's not growth as a county, and it's very small mind, like small, narrow thinking.
And I'm not blaming them. I know, like Steptoe, for example, has this beautiful building, and that's what they wanted. It's not the same as the Chase building. It's a different flavor. And that's probably the look they were looking for.
Yeah.
But, gosh, man, as far as the county perspective, you gain nothing.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's here to here.
Yep.
You know, it's like moving across the street.
More education. You're moving one student, there you're growth. You're not.
Yeah, that's a great point that I make to people all the time. It's like the teachers in Bridgeport don't have any special training. They mostly all went to Fairmont State and WVU, just like the ones at RTB. There's no magic sauce there. So, yeah, that's a great point. But so we were very aggressive on council. Of course, you came in as the end of the charter amendments, but those are kind of just taking effect now.
Now explain a charter amendment to people that don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about those a little bit. Obviously, you weren't there when they were created, but you were in the election where they were ratified. So,
ratified. Yeah.
What do you think the effects are of those? And are you, as a council, do you guys have any conversations about further charter changes or changing anything that was changed, or is that just completely off the table at this point?
No, we've never considered it. We have never talked about changing any of those.
Betas.
I don't like one in particular.
Oh, I hate one in
I
particular.
hate one in particular.
Ryan Kennedy, I'm very sorry to hate your charter amendment, but
which is also funny to me. So, term limits, great. Referendum recall, I like it. They tried it one time since we got on council. It didn't work.
Which is good. You don't want it to be easy.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it told the community like, okay,
it's possible.
Yeah, it was over the campaign. So
right,
and I think it got like 129 votes and needed like 1,100.
Yeah.
So the community spoke.
That is, and you try to tell people who are into things like that people don't like to speak up, but if you go find out the majority on a lot of these things, like you're gonna have a hard time getting 1,100 people signed.
People see,
especially people who live in a neighborhood where there's been a campground. They're not gonna want that to ever happen again.
The post that they agreed with, every post, positive, good post, or a lot of actions, it have 500 likes, but people don't want to they don't want to see their name because people will call them and say something like, "Oh, that person."
Oh, people get angry.
They'll get angry just because you liked something that the vast majority of the city.
This is my life. I know. I've made so many people mad.
So I just want to explain charter amendment to the people watching, because a lot of our watchers aren't going to be like city, knowledgeable. Right. So a charter amendment in the context of a city council means a change to the city's charter, which is essentially the city's constitution.
Right.
For anyone wanting to know.
Unchanged since 1950.
Wow.
When I first got on council, we changed it immediately.
Yeah.
We changed 4 things.
Okay.
We made it so the mayor was directly elected. That's the one me and Jerry don't like.
Why not?
And I'll talk to you about why we don't like it.
Okay.
But the other ones were 8-year term limits, which also made staggered terms, and also moved the election to coincide with the county election in state and federal. Made it one election because the Clarksburg election before was always like a private thing.
Yeah.
Like we did it at City Hall. Like you had to go to City Hall to vote. It was all hand counted. It was just, for 2025, it was ridiculous.
Wow. Hand counted.
Yeah. So we put it with the regular election. So, you go to vote for the president eventually.
And the state
council election on there.
The state legislature passed it for requiring all the cities to do it.
Yeah. That was after we did it.
Yeah.
But now it's become a requirement.
Yeah.
Because it just breeds problems. You don't want hand-counted elections happening.
I can't believe that was happening so recently.
It was never a good idea. Like it should.
With how many elections do they call for a recount in the votes?
Almost every one.
So if
And
computers
like my election,
can't do
it
it,
was a tie, and they counted it like 4
And
times.
we're counting
It'd be like
by
one this way, one this way. Like we couldn't get it to come
Well, that-
twice.
okay.
And it's to the point where it's like no matter what, if it was 100% accurate, the trust from the community
Right.
is
Right.
And then we'd start fighting over, like in my election, we started fighting over this person circled or this person checked. This person checked
yeah.
4 people, so which ones do we count?
Oh
Like,
my.
it was an absolute mess. Like in 2025, nothing should be hand counted.
And
Right.
we have the best city clerk in the state, like Annette is. But I mean, she
And
has
it
been
was
around.
that's
never
fine.
anything
Just
towards
like
me.
Yeah,
anyone-
nothing about Annette.
And that
Just
was
like
never happy about
Annette.
it. And that was never happy about it because it took a lot away from her.
Yeah.
But it was more about, it should have been changed in the 80s.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have waited until 2023 to change. Like,
But that's our state.
Yeah. Okay. So
it was messed up. It needed change. And the other one was the initiative referendum and recall, which basically gives people more power. Like you can do an initiative, like if you wanted to put making, we'll talk about Will Hyman, if you wanted to put making marijuana, okay, in the city and have the police not do anything with it,
Mhm.
you could do an initiative. and get-
decriminalize it. Is that?
you could do an initiative, get 1,100 signatures, and force the city council to vote on it.
Oh, interesting. So that's allowed now.
That is allowed. Yes,
Okay.
we made that allowed.
Okay.
And
Cool.
referendum
Well, that's good
and
for the
recalls,
public to know. So can we explain that more actually? Because I had some people kind of questioning things like
It's
this
basically just
recently.
get the signatures and you can get it on the.
So you have
No,
some
no,
type
no.
of a formal, but then how do you prove that these people actually sign?
They
Is
check
there
it.
official?
Annette would check it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She would compare it to the actual voter list, and they would have to be.
So that's a way
registered.
that the public can make big
And
changes.
it's right around. I forget if is it a percentage or a number. Like
Yeah,
you said, it's over 1,000.
So I think it's what 15% of the.
It may be that might be 50. That sounds about right.
So and then the other side of it is the referendum
Recall also.
is when we pass something that they don't agree with. It gives them an opportunity as a community to come together, get enough signatures to take it back.
That's great.
In the referendum, you can also throw somebody off council too.
Yeah.
If the public was really, really angry, and that's what got this started. This was kind of my thing. I kind of brought this up because we won't get into the history, but there was one councilman that everybody was super angry at that did something bad, and then he still got elected, and everybody wanted him off, and there was nothing they could do. So he just told him,
Okay. So
they said,
essentially,
"You need to resign." He said, "Go screw yourself."
Yeah. So people, but they can check the charter now to research this, and if
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be in
Absolutely.
there. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
then,
the one that most people hate, it was kind of Ryan Kennedy's thing, and I'm not saying it's how do you get into this. So the rest of us kind of needed Ryan's vote on these other things we wanted, so we let him have this. That's how politics works.
are you talking about the mayor one?
Direct election of the
Okay.
mayor.
All right.
And I'll tell you why I don't like it. Jerry can add to this. So, like, we have Mayor Malfajo, who's been a good mayor, and Jerry, who wants to run for mayor. If these two guys both decide they want to be mayor and run against each other,
Mhm.
then one of them is not going to be on council anymore.
Oh.
The way it worked previously, we would all just run to be on council, and then council would select the mayor. Now, the mayor has no power anyway.
Which is
It's
the biggest part of it to me.
the mayor is just a council person.
Mhm.
You are a figurehead,
Mhm.
so it doesn't matter. But
Their vote doesn't supersede anyone.
what
in
I
any
hate
way.
about it is we're going to end up with good people not being on council because they ran for mayor and lost. But they might be better than a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
They might be better than the second. Or
So
third
your
person
people that
got
are
on.
going to go for the gold,
right
are
And
potentially getting counted
it's kind
out.
of a screw job too because it's only a 2-year term.
And
And
I
other
saw
people run for
8-year
4.
or 4. What is the 8-year term limit? Oh, it's
That
term
means you can
limits.
only run-
Okay,
You
twice.
can only run
Okay.
and win twice.
Okay.
Like if you're running for mayor, I guess you can run and win.
But I don't think we even know the answer to that either. I don't know if
Can the mayor?
that counts as one term, just to 2 years, or if it has 2 4 years. I think there's some questions that we still have to answer ourselves. Like,
Well, I know it's specifically in there. 8
So
years.
gray areas in the charter.
so
on the
8 years.
mayoral.
Okay, so then it would be
Yeah.
So when it comes to the mayor thing for me, I don't like it. I'm running for mayor.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's tough to say, right? My reasoning is
The 2-year thing sucks too.
Not that. I don't really. I mean, I agree, but the biggest thing is the mayor. To most people, even people that are connected, and like they think the mayor has more power.
Mm-hmm.
And this is nothing against Malfa at all. Like Malfa has done a good job as mayor. It is a figurehead. It's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
But people still treat the mayor differently.
Sure. In headlines, the mayor is going to look very different than a city council.
But even in City Hall, certain people think they listen to their voice more. They give this perception of power that is not there. The wrong person comes in here and runs for mayor with that idea comes in there. And I think now you're directly elected to the mayor, your ego is going to be even bigger.
And which you mentioned as a major problem with the city, period.
So you're going to come in there thinking you have power. And all it's going to be is fighting. It's going to be like, you can't, like, you're one vote. It does not change anything.
I think it was more valuable before when it showed you had the respect of the other council members.
Yeah.
Like, you are the person that we're picking to lead us.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm the winner, you all are going to listen to me.
So formally, the council picked the mayor?
Yes.
Okay, and now it's a direct election.
It was like a vote, in their first executive session. Yeah. That's what we did, is decide who was going to be the mayor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a very respectful thing.
Yeah.
But you have no more power. And I think in that situation where you were picked by the other council members, you understood that you had no more power. Like, it was like an agreement that we agree you're the right guy for the job.
Yeah.
And you are thankful for that, and you understand you're one of 7.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be like, well, here's the problem: is when some turd wins for mayor, like Jerry. No, I'm just kidding. But if some turd wins and thinks that he has some extra power,
there's people out there.
He's already trying to run it like like he has
power.
Yeah, like
mandated power by the citizens to come in there, and especially if you're new to council, we've all been there. I've been there. You come in there with this big eyes, like I mentioned earlier. Think you can do all kinds of things. Now you are the mayor coming in there. You're going to think you can do everything. You're going to overpromise. You're going to fail. You're going to cause issues between that council. You're going to try to do things you can't do.
And then you lose the public trust because you can't deliver upon what you have promised.
All you can do is set meetings, and you are the chair of the meeting. Mm-hmm. And normally the newspaper speaks to you. Now I believe
that's my thought of it. The major thing is the newspaper is the media is going to talk to you more.
But I believe that I have. So the reason I want to be mayor is, for one, because I don't want the wrong person to come in there and we lose momentum in things that we're trying to work on now. I want to come in there and be part of the team. So I want to run for mayor. But the importance of the mayor is the message. Mm-hmm. You want somebody that comes out there and is all Clarksburg, that wants to speak great about Clarksburg, be a good leader. And my thing is, I think we need to be more involved with the schools and to the youth. Like, me as the vice mayor, kids love that. Like they that's a title that's important to them because that's just what they know. Mayor, vice mayor.
Sure.
It's important to them. So, and I think, again, back to what we're trying to do is restart the city to the youth. I think it's good that I want to be a mayor that's into the schools. Mm-hmm. I want to be there, and I want to at parades. I want to be a mayor as it should look like and represent the city and do it with class and do it with to boost morale and do it when just be a good.
So I have a question then. So before, to be the mayor, you had to be a city councilman because they picked one of those people. Why, by making it a direct election, did they take away that requirement if you have to be a city council person? Why couldn't you have had both? Why couldn't you be directly elected but be a city councilman or woman?
I wanted you to have to. So my thought was that it would be better if the mayor was one of the people who had already been on council for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So the way I wanted to do it was people who were already on council running for mayor, but if they lose, they're still on council for 2 more years.
So
but
why did that?
If they win, they would be the mayor. Like, I like that so much better.
So why did that get taken away?
So Mark Jackson could run for mayor. Ryan Deems could run for mayor.
Yeah.
Martin Howe could run for mayor. Mm-hmm. They could lose
still be on council.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Malvo Joe, Will, Wayne, if we ran for mayor, that's it. So,
I hate that.
So, I mean, maybe in the future, it'll end up working its way out to where it's...
And I think that would be better, too, because it would be somebody that's already been there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the worst nightmare is somebody comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like we're saying, has no idea how things work and thinks...
Which right now is a possibility.
But I think if we started off right, and that's another reason why I'm motivated, like, I want to start it off right to where we're not 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 6 years from now, the same issue over and over and over. And I will be very clear from the beginning. I am one vote. I will speak to the community and say anything different than that. I will be exactly truthful with what it is. I'm one vote. I agree with you or disagree with you, but you could still get support from the other council members, and my vote would or would not matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've been trying to talk Jerry out of running for mayor because I think it's so important to keep him on council that I would rather there were 3 spots that he was playing for instead of 1. Yeah. You know, but I think he would do very well either way. I just don't like the thought of you being off council. So,
but hopefully,
you still have some time to think about that. It's like
I already said it.
You already said it.
Yes, this will live forever.
Walk back on that.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So let's get into more current things. Let's talk a little bit about city manager. The
Tiffany
complaint
Powell.
thing, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because so much is still unknown. But let's just start off with how we ended up with Tiffany. Like, that was the biggest thing that we did on council, me and you. Hiring a city manager, nothing council does is more important. And it was
Hated the process.
It was a terrible, terrible situation. It was a super long process. And you would think that a lot of qualified people would want that job. They really don't. It's really hard to find
It's so
somebody.
hard.
It's difficult. And I mean,
How many applicants did you have?
there were a lot of applicants. But here's
But
the problem.
not qualified applicants,
When
I
you
guess.
want qualified, you take a list from like 200 down to like 10.
Wow.
Like, it was
We
bad.
had a lot of names.
And now, when you look for qualifications, are you looking, significant? Are you weighting degrees different? Are you weighting experience different? Are there things outside of degrees that and
every
experience
person's
that went
different.
into it?
I think it's just like anything else. Education is worth so much and experience is worth so much. And, depending on how much of which one you have, they can balance each other out a little bit.
Mhm.
But
So
really,
do all 10 have master's degrees and 5 years of experience at least?
yeah, really what we were looking for, I'm speaking for everybody now that was in on that hiring, what we were looking for was somebody who didn't really seem like a risk, someone who was going to come in and knew what they were doing.
Uh-huh.
And that was super hard.
And I think every city manager hired depends on where your city's at that point too.
Mhm.
So, and I think
Yeah.
our biggest thing was we needed economic development.
And that's,
We did not have that. Harry.
I liked Harry a lot.
Former city manager.
I liked Harry.
What was it? Falk?
Yeah, Harry Funk.
I liked Harry in the beginning, but he never.
Well, Harry made some mistakes, but I overall still like Harry.
But he never became a Clarksburg.
No,
He just never.
That was the
Not even
problem.
halfway. Like.
that was the problem, and everyone knew that, and everyone held that
Yeah.
against him.
And he.
I think that was one of your main problems with him.
Yeah, and he was out the door because I worked at the courthouse and I had an office door. I don't know if you ever knew this. So my office window, I could look out and I could see his parking spot every day at 4 o'clock. I never left early, so every day at 4 o'clock I was looking out there.
Uh-huh.
4 o'clock.
He
Yeah.
was definitely.
And that's not the city manager's job. Like city manager, if you are trying, this city will keep you like it's.
Yeah, you
You
need
gotta
to
work extra
be
hours.
here. You need to be looking.
Yeah, like-
you need to be driving around. You need to not be commuting. However
when
far
that was in
away
charge,
for.
she would be there
Yeah.
till 8, 9 o'clock every
Yeah.
night. And
Even city clerk, she's there.
Tiffany is very dedicated.
Yeah.
Uh,
You'll see her van on the weekends, which again I can also still see parking spots because
Mhm.
where I live at the Gore now.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
so you remember how the process worked out, though. We came down to only like 3 people. Well, actually, take that back. First of all, we went through a whole process, had a guy we were about to hire, and he changed his mind. and we'd already burned every other bridge at that point.
There was a lot of fighting going on.
So then we had to start completely over. Completely over. We started completely over once. Yeah. And then we ended up with...
Marino was sick, too,
yeah.
or he had shoulder surgery, or he was sick, so he wasn't, this is right in the beginning, we're trying to get this process, so he's out. Mm-hmm. He's not really there.
One of the council members.
Yeah, and
so I was pretty much running everything at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jimmy was the leader.
Okay.
And I like to toot my own horn a lot, but that was a little too much weight at that time because I wasn't experienced at that point.
I don't know. Did I already have them not liking me anymore? Was I already?
I think that was the day you walked in the door. That was day one.
Yeah.
So we started the whole process over, and we came down to 3 people. One turned us down. So we're down to Tiffany and one other person, and I'll just let everything out now. It's been long enough now. I think I'm not on council, so there's no repercussions for me. You can say whatever you want. The 2 that we ended up with, Tiffany and another female, they were both females, the 2 that we were down to, both we decided were too much money. We were like, we can't afford these people. And we came up with this whole other plan. We were going to make Robert Matheny our city manager. Whole different plan. I think he would have been great. But then the members of council who were not happy with that plan decided then we had enough money to hire Tiffany. Yep. So I was thrilled with Tiffany.
Tiffany owes Robert money.
Yeah. I was thrilled with the decision on Tiffany because I did not care about the money at that point because I thought she was so much better than everybody else.
And then you come down, you're talking about the requirements or what we looked into as a city manager. Robert didn't have the education, but we all know what Robert
is a
done. Straight
effing leader. He would have been great.
Yeah. So we knew exactly what we were getting from Robert.
We were not confused.
And
part of that was too, even though Robert doesn't have the formal training, part of it was we were going to hire an attorney with him.
Yeah.
To make sure he was kept in line, and we were going to actually make them more like equals than
should have
city
manager, but in a way where they would still be a city attorney, but it would be more efficient. I still fight for the full-time city attorney.
It was the way we were covering for Robert's lack of that city manager education was we were going to hook him with a lawyer and make them a team. That was the idea.
Which would have been a great team.
It would have worked.
Am I reading this right? For the city manager of Clarksburg right now, the role is $140,000 annually. Does that sound about right?
It wasn't that much when we hired her, but she's probably gotten the raise.
Okay.
5 to 140.
It's right in the range.
Yeah.
So it's a significant salary for.
We had a hard number on 100, maybe 110 if we had to go that far.
Okay.
Not for me. Not me. I was always.
That was the number that everyone was going to agree to at first.
Uh-huh.
So that's why Tiffany was not our first choice because it just wasn't on the table. And when somebody as trained and experienced as Tiffany, you tell her $100,000, and she's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So what is her background? What got her?
She's got the guns to hold that number, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're also, it's like professional sports. You're also asking somebody to move to Clarksburg, West Virginia.
Yeah.
If the Milwaukee Bucks want you and the Lakers want you, you're going to move to LA.
Well, you're a big fish in a small pond.
Right,
you don't,
So we had to meet her number. We didn't have. Maybe if we were going to pay her $110,000 and we were in Miami, she'd be like,
sure.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to live in Miami and be the city manager.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But we're telling you to move to Clarksburg. You've never heard of Clarksburg. You come here for a visit and it's like, there's nothing to do. She's got a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We needed to pay her.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm glad we did. She's proven she was worth it at this point.
Yeah.
But now we have static. I don't even know how we approach this. I guess the fire thing first. Do you even understand the fire thing? Because I don't.
I can explain it if.
Okay, how far can you go with it?
So before do you mean?
Correct her if she's wrong.
Okay, so the vote of no confidence, correct? Is that what you're asking?
Right. That is not relevant when it comes to city terms because it was a vote by a union that is not recognized.
And what do you mean
Why
by
is there
not
a complaint?
recognized?
It's over hours, wage and hours, right?
So
And overtime.
it's a way. So there's, which it's very complicated. It's giving me headaches.
I don't understand it. I've tried to understand it. I don't get it.
Firefighters, they work on 24-hour shifts.
Yeah.
It's not your 9 to 5, 40-hour week.
Right.
40 hours is 40 hours. 41's overtime.
Yeah.
So it's very complicated over a year's time. How's there balance? Like, how is like one shift? We have 3 shifts, A, B, and C. How is one firefighter going to come out at the end of the year making the exact same amount of money? It's overtime is difficult. How do you gauge that? So the FLSA,
Because they're salary, right? They're not by the hour, but we still pay them overtime. That's why it's screwy, right?
they're hourly, but
Okay.
but they're it's just different.
It's very complicated.
So FLSA is the federal guidelines of how you pay. Was it Standard Labor Act, maybe something like that?
And this all started in Clarksburg because other cities sued, right? And then our guys looked at it and were like, wait a second.
But the union not recognized? Like, it's not a recognized union? I don't understand that. Like,
So it's called the local IFF 89, I believe is what it is. But if you're just not a recognized, they would like it to be, but the city is never recognized.
so by the city does not recognize.
Well, I think it's complicated. And if I get this wrong, don't get mad at me, fireman. I'll have one of you on here to talk about it.
Yes.
So if you're in emergency services, you can't really strike or anything anyway. So it's just like when the police have a union. Yeah, you can't say, hey, we're not going to the fire. So it's not really a real union because, like, if the plumbers union gets ticked off, they just don't work. They say, screw you guys.
So, like, our public works has a union.
You can actually be like a police officer. If your union gets mad and you don't want to work and there's a crime and you don't respond to it like you're told, you can actually be arrested.
Yeah.
Right. It was similar
Totally
to
different.
legislative positions. If you get in a legislative position, you don't go to session, you can face repercussions.
Exactly.
Well,
Same thing for me.
Yeah.
911 dispatcher.
Yeah.
We can't, all
So
911 dispatchers can't get together and say, hey, we're not getting paid enough, we're not coming to work.
But they can probably
They'd be like, okay,
strike,
we'll send the police
but they
over
still have
arrest
to
you.
go to fight. Like, they could, stand with signs, right?
No.
No?
Not really.
Okay.
Now, what they can do, the only thing they can do, like for police, they call it the blue flu. They can just all start calling them sick.
Okay. Okay.
But not encouraged, obviously.
But anyway, so back to I believe it was a vote. But I don't know if it'd even be different if all firefighters just voted anyways. I think it was just under that. But I think they could have just, I don't know.
So here's my thing. If you even know, why are the firefighters mad at Tiffany?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to me because this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't determine how we pay the firefighters.
So I think there's been
they want her to settle?
I think there's been some realization from finance department that we were doing it wrong.
Okay. But that's still not her.
But so there's been a lot of the former fire chief McIntyre was fired. There was a whole thing about that. And if you're a chief fire, you have people that support you. So I think there's been that wasn't seen by a lot of firefighters. They didn't agree with it. Mm-hmm. Their chief got fired, the one they respected, the one they liked, and they wanted to keep working for him. I didn't get to know him that well. Like Steve Police, I know Steve Police really well. Great fire chief, as far as I know, as far as I've heard and everything. So I didn't know McIntyre just started. So then everything happened, and which was backed by the civil service, because we can't just civil service controls a lot of that. Hiring, we don't even choose who hires a fire chief either. They take a test, civil service. It's a civil service process. We don't choose it. So I think there was some frustrations out of that, and I think some changes were made. And when you change people's paychecks, you have loans and things that are coming out, and you have to change. You have to work with the banks, and there's a lot of things. It was frustration. And I think we got a few things wrong maybe when it came to payroll. Checks came out wrong one time, and just there's a lot of things, things.
So they actually blame Tiffany for things, or was this just the next step in the lawsuit?
I think maybe
this is trying to force the city to settle. That's kind of what I
don't
like. Let's put some pressure on them publicly.
Yeah,
and Tiffany's just the figurehead.
Yeah, So but now it was to the point where we're in no lawsuit, and it got to the point where it was very complicated as a council member. we're not there every day. It's very tough to understand something as complicated as this. I've tried. I've gotten in the middle of it, but there's so many things that are just so many.
That's why I don't even want you to say too much about it, because it is an open lawsuit. But even myself, I was on council when it started. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like I've watched the Morgantown situation, and it's on like the second or third appeal.
Yeah.
Like it's a complete mess.
Yeah. And
so it's not cut and dry. There's lots of gray area. Whatever it is, nobody understands it. I'd say,
and
because
I think a good way to do it is I went up to meet with a leader of the Morgantown Fire Department recently, of the union up there. His name's Jason Nicewarner. He told me, he's going to be watching this podcast. Jason Nicewarner up at more Jayson Nicewarner.
Yeah, it's not that Jason. For everyone watching, not that Jason Nicewarner.
But he was just kind of explaining things to me, and I think a really good way that we would like to get more information about this is get someone to explain this process and things, because it is incredibly hard for city council people and anyone in this position to get all of that information. But if we do get this non-mainstream media form of communication going, where these people when we do need someone to come explain the firefighter side, and we do need Tiffany on here to come explain her side. And it's not just this public persona that we have of everyone. And we're guessing what the union codes and the firefighter codes are. And the city.
This is the segue where I ask Walsh or somebody to come on here next.
Yeah. Walsh, someone to represent the firefighter side of this. Yeah. And I know several people. Jason is the one I know, but I'm sure there are several people that could represent that opinion and exactly what's going on. But we don't want to get too far into anything, being that there is active litigation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's why I can tell some of the fires like once it got to this point, I don't, it's so far gone. I don't know. It's gonna let it play out.
It's between the lawyers. I mean,
yes.
As an elected official,
I don't agree with. There's a few lawyers on this that are political.
Yeah, very much so.
It is elected official.
Very political.
You learn very quickly.
I think I know which one.
Someone like me, you learn very quickly. You can't always trust the lawyers, but when it comes to legal things, sometimes you're better off just keeping your mouth shut.
Mm-hmm. But we wanted to address that we know that it's going on, and we want the public to know what's going on. If I didn't talk
about it at all, I feel like we would lose credibility.
Exactly.
Especially since it all exploded this week. We have to talk about it, but I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know enough about it.
But they're not even connected. The firefighting thing with the issues now that Tiffany is facing.
That's what we're trying to figure out. Yeah. But why are they connected?
Because it was a political move.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah. They latched onto it, and they might have been the one. I don't know how it even got out there, but I think that was the headline too. Not to us.
First, it was, yes.
Yeah, like to the
second headline
news
has changed.
Yeah.
I don't think they have.
Two separate issues.
So
completely separate issues. I don't know.
So the other
don't always believe the headlines.
No. So the other thing is the ethics complaint filed by. I usually wouldn't say it, but since she put it out in the media, Shannon Nicholson,
Dr. Shannon Nicholson.
Dr.
That is how it came out in the report. We have to give her a title.
Since she put it out in the media, I'm not crossing any lines by saying her name. She is the community development director, and I think she's been very pivotal with grant writing and stuff like that and making things happen in the city. But I'm mad at her, Jerry. This was not the way to handle this.
Yeah.
Even my comment on this, without Jerry having to say anything, so I'm not going to put Jerry on the spot here to talk. My thinking on this is, even if every part of this comes out to be true, she made the wrong choice going to the media with this, because her job is advancing the city of Clarksburg, getting money, getting grants, getting developers to come in. Like, she has totally crossed the city council as far as I'm concerned. All this investigation could have been done in private. And if Tiffany deserves to be fired, by God, then the city council could do it if that's what she deserves.
So you think by releasing this report,
do you think an employee of the city of Clarksburg,
she's hurting the city of Clarksburg by doing it the way that she did?
It's kind of the same thing for the firemen, but I don't look at the firemen the same as her. The fireman's job is to put out fires. Shannon's job is to get developers and get money. Mm-hmm. And we have all these wonderful things going on right now. And I feel like she's put it all at risk. we may get none of these things now. Like the Waldo thing, this may be the last developer that tries to fix the Waldo.
Oh,
if this developer walks, I feel like it's going to hurt every other developer.
It's been 30 years. It's not that buildings. I mean, it's great. It can be redeveloped. It's possible. I'm not.
And right now we have a developer that is.
I mean, I'm so
is he
about
in it?
things.
Like, is he definitely doing it, or is this risking it?
The same freaking developer is on the Waldo and the golf building.
Oh wow!
If this guy walks,
he has the ability to do it. He has the company. He has the resources. He has the
I don't
desire.
know what do we do at this point to put this fire out. I mean, we got to save this guy. Like he can't walk.
I think council, we have to do a better job to stay intimately connected, not so much on the day-to-day thing, but to allow outsiders to say, people come and go. And this is not on any, like Tiffany or Shane or anybody, that if people change at City Hall, which happens, the elected officials, we are here and we're not changing. We're here for 4 more years, and we are committed to the city. So if something happens at City Hall, people leave or get fired, or we're still here, and we're showing that this is what we want.
Also, like TIF, we put programs in place that aren't going away.
Yeah.
No matter how the people change.
Yeah.
Right. We have programs for them.
Yeah.
And, pushing off the B&O taxes and all the things we did when I was on council. What can we push them off for 10 years?
Yeah. Good or bad, we have to operate with what the playbook that people before us given to us. So if it's a TIP district or if it's agreement on that. So
then we also have that opportunity zone Waldo's in, right?
Yeah.
That's expiring though or something, isn't it?
It's changed. I think when Biden came in, I think he changed some things. It was a great idea. It's never really took off as much as it.
I know it's ending anyway.
Yeah.
I think
2026. Unless it was extended again. I quit tracking it once I realized.
What about the historical money, like how the Robinson Graham was done? Is that money still there?
Yeah.
So that's all there for them.
Yeah.
So none of that stuff is changing. We just have drama.
Which developers are
like we could. That's my thing with Shane. We could have had any kind of knife fight we wanted to have behind closed doors.
Which we always had them.
We can fight like crazy. We could have beat each other behind closed doors.
I wish
you go to the media, not first.
But that's why we have non-mainstream media available. That's why we're here doing this.
Well, it's also, part of the West Virginia State Code for ethics. When you make a complaint, it's supposed to stay confidential until after the probable cause hearing. Then, if probable cause is found, you're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, and I've heard several people speaking that she was encouraged to not release this to the media, but somehow it got released anyway.
And I want to be clear, that's the only thing I'm mad about her. Shannon's my friend. I've known her for 15 years at least.
I get along really well with her.
And I think she's done great things. But she's burned the whole house down now. I hope we save some of these deals. I know of one deal that probably is dead because of this, but it wasn't out to the public yet, so it's not.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. We won't bring that up, especially since it's gone. But, gosh, man. I would just hope that all city employees, even the firemen, when I was a kid, funny story I'll tell you about my dad. My dad always talked about his pension because he was a Clarksburg police officer. And let me tell you, the Meadowbrook Mall, he would not spend $1 there. If you got my dad a Christmas present from the Meadowbrook Mall, he would be mad at you. Like, you better get that in the city of Clarksburg. And my dad, I think that's where my love for Clarksburg came from, because my dad would be like, Clarksburg puts the food on our table, and police officers get paid for B&O taxes, and you need to give me something from the effing Walmart. Don't go. Like, when the Target opened, oh my God, don't let my dad see that Target symbol anywhere in your house. Because he would be mad at you.
If I got 2 miles left in my tank and I'm passing through Bridgeport, I risk it.
And that's how I grew up, because Clarksburg put food on the table. And my dad was forward thinking enough to know that, police and fire pensions will have to be paid for the rest of his life for him to continue to get paid.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not just like a short-term love for Clarksburg for me. It's something built into my DNA.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess if my dad was a Bridgeport police officer, it would be the opposite. But he was a Clarksburg cop, and I hate them all still. I won't go there.
But there's probably plenty of people that their pensions are affected the same exact way that don't know that either, that don't know that by shopping at Meadowbrook Mall that they're not, getting the same, contribution.
Didn't think that way.
Yeah.
It's bigger than you. Like, don't sabotage. No matter how big a fight you're having with somebody, you should be able to see that the success of the city is bigger than you. And like, if we went through a big investigation behind closed doors and you weren't happy with the outcome, go to the media and blow it up. Kill it. Don't go there first.
Yeah.
Don't put it out there.
And there's so many.
And we've seen this movie before. Here's the other problem that I'll get into. We've seen this movie before.
Recently.
Where I was the victim. Because we'll talk about Martin Howell a little bit. There were boxes of evidence. We were bringing in the forensic accountants. We were sending Martin Howell to jail. Like, Martin Howell was a criminal. And then Martin was fired. And then the voice changed to Gary. I'm a wild man. I'm out for a pound of flesh. Like, I wouldn't send Martin Howell to, upstream. But, after we fired him, then the story to Gary became, we can't prove any of that. Or, Ryan knows this forensic auditor from Charleston. He's going to come up here and work with us for a couple months. Guy never came. We never did anything. And then, now we're writing Martin Howell a check for however $200,000.
A lot.
So what happened is I got fucking bamboozled on that. And the correct course on that would have been to never fire Martin Howell, because we've seen this movie before. See, now we have a bunch of accusations against Stephanie that read like a manifesto to me. Like, I don't see any proof there. I see lots of accusations. And that's maybe the way I see it now because of the whole Martin Howell situation. Because my looking back on that situation is I would never do it that way again. As far as I'm concerned, at this point, Martin Howell was right. Yeah. Maybe we can argue over whether he was a great city manager or not. He was a fucking criminal and shouldn't have been fired. And at the time, I'm rambling here. I'm going to let you talk more, but at the time, too, the day we suspended Martin, I don't know if you remember that meeting, but Ryan went through this big list of how he was responsible for all this urban decay and, how he was responsible for the downfall of Clarksburg. And I was sitting there the whole time wondering, why are we doing this? Like, why don't we just say he's a criminal and we're going to prosecute him? Well, it's because we couldn't prove anything. It was all freaking accusations and wild conspiracy theories. And I see that now. And my apology to Martin in public. I've apologized to him years ago in private, but I would never went along with it if I knew now what I didn't know then. And I feel like, God, we can't make that mistake again. Like, we don't need to overreact on this situation.
Which is, in a political position, you have the pressure of, you got to do something. This is what.
And you have to represent all your constituents, too. Shayna, too. Why did the complaint come about on Shayna's side?
No, and I'm not saying if things are proven, fine. I'm Tiffany Shirley today, but if things are proven and you can show me evidence,
but in my
I'm all about Clarksburg.
I can't say much, but
don't say anything. But
no, but I will. But my outlook with it is that we have to, as a member of the city council, to walk and chew gum at the same time. We have to think of the city. We also have to think of our employees at the same time. This is a difficult situation because this is out there. Developers are very delicate. They will run.
They don't want bullshit around.
They won't mess with it. They have no reason for it. There's another city.
It's risk qualifications. There's formulas for it.
And as we've already seen, we've had some back fallout from it. So, and that's my thing. Is like we have to be able to do both at the same time, and then we'll see how we do it. Stay tuned.
My advice is to all the council. Hopefully, you all care enough to at least watch this. take your time, think about what you're doing. And if you're going to do something, make sure it's proven. Make sure you see hard evidence. Don't act without thinking.
The Waldo is a huge
deal. Don't act without thinking.
A huge deal, and it's momentum.
And at this point, too, you put yourself in a huge liability with Tiffany. You're paying her $140,000 a year, and she's the one being harassed now. If these things can't be proven, she's going to put through hell. There's going to be a big payout her next. Just like there was Martin.
And why are we in this situation as a city that we're looking at potentially paying out another city manager a huge lawsuit? Why are we here again? Why did we not learn from the first time?
When you sue with the city, you usually win because we have insurance. And they're like, we don't want to find out.
Oh, absolutely. It's money and resources that are wasted that are not going back into the city of Clarksburg. They're not going to our sidewalks. They're not going to our infrastructure. They're not going to these things. So it's money that's not going to the things that are helping people. It's fighting these battles that we messed up on in the first place.
And to me, it's not even the money. It's the time invested into this. This engulfs the city hall. This engulfs departments. They go to work the next day instead of getting their jobs done. This is the talk. This is all we're talking about. This is all we're talking about.
And it doesn't matter.
And it's got
to stay. I don't know.
We want to hear your comments about this. We want to hear public comments. How you guys feel? No, definitely not.
Here's what my greatest fear is. My greatest fear is we fire Tiffany next council meeting. She's gone. We're out of here. We say it's too much. We can't take it. I figure we owe her at least $350,000 probably. I mean, she'll probably pull out at least 3 years.
She'll start that number now. So you said
this is going to be cited in the lawsuit. The Observer Live podcast.
I mean, I don't blame her.
She's got 3 years left in the contract.
You put her in a hostile work environment now she's got to work with Shannon. They're going to work together now. How's that going to work? They have offices beside each other? I mean, you put Tiffany in a hostile work environment now. If you can't prove it. Now, if things can be proven, different situation.
Right.
If Shannon's telling the truth, I don't know if she is or not. Different situation. But if she's not,
it's 11 pages. There's a lot.
If she's done a lot of exaggerating,
and then we lose the Waldo. We lose,
and then we have to go into this hiring process again.
Find a new person. However long it took you to hire the city manager in the first place.
That's what his whole next 3 years on is trying to hire somebody again.
Right.
It will take more than a year to hire someone.
Yeah.
And if I was a council member that just showed up, I wouldn't really care.
As much stuff as I feel
we don't want people like that is the problem.
No, we don't.
As much stuff as I got done on council, when I think about how much more I probably would have got done if I would have found a way to work with Martin. Like if we would have had a constant, solid city manager. I mean, they work for you. You tell them what to do. Yeah. If I would have had somebody like him to do what the hell he was doing, and I'm not even cutting down our interims or Harry, but they were all learning where Martin knew everything. It just would have been such
my goal is if I can get
it would have been such a different situation.
If I can get Martin and Tiffany working on the same page, like
they would be dangerous.
Like we can get things done. And I
don't know how much they like each other, or if they even like each other. But if
they don't always get along.
If they like each other, they would be dangerous.
They don't get along, but at the moment, it's almost like when you see
maybe they'll bond over this.
But it's like,
get her back on just like Martin got back on. She's already got a house here, right?
There's moments, it's almost like, I'm not saying they're children, but it's like there's moments when you see your kid like first ride a bike. So like there's moments that I've seen them working together, like lock and step, and I sit back like, this is so exciting. Get them. Like I just cheer them on, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. What do you guys talk about? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion of Martin, he's been very valuable to council. I mean, he knows everything.
Yeah.
But how can you not like somebody on council that knows literally everything? You don't have to teach him anything.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he gets a little ego sometimes because he knows everything with the budget and stuff, but you can't.
You don't mind being that one vote.
You can't replace that kind of knowledge. You really can't. Yeah.
We're going to figure it out.
So what are we moving on to?
We got to talk about slumps.
So we're kind of talking about current events. We can talk about slump voters first if you want. If you want to do that before we get to the roads, then maybe people will turn this off before we talk about the roads.
So that was one thing that we kind of talked about earlier what I hope to accomplish on council. I can't stand slumlords. Like it pisses me off. Anytime, I mean, it's just I drive through a town.
What is a slumlord?
So slumlord.
Let's get the Google investigation. I'm not going to name names, but I think we all have a few in mind.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give details, but we're not gonna get any names. I'll tell you what they do to a city, what they've done to this city, what they continue to do to this city, what it does to old historical homes, what it does to streets like Clay Street, that was once prominent, very prominent street. You can drive down a street, and they're all following zoning. There's been allowances of slumlords to grow here, and it's a disease. It's like a disease that
it's very hard to stop.
But there's zoning that stops it. It's pretty straightforward, but we've allowed it to happen.
So objectively, slumlords have a measurable multi-layered impact on a city's physical, social, and economic health. So there are some different domains. One of them is urban decay and infrastructure strain. Second is economic consequences. You've got public administration, enforcement and pressure, social and psychological impacts, neighborhood feedback loops, and all of those, we could go into each of them, but there are objectively slumlords affect a city's physical, social, and economic health in a negative manner.
So my breakdown is landlord who doesn't give a crap.
Yeah.
And
I don't live here and I don't care.
And you don't have to be good at it to make money. You can be a bad business person.
Oh my goodness.
And you can
especially with what rent is now.
Yes.
You can kill it. And
yes.
you can take advantage of lower income
You
areas.
can buy a property on a quit claim deed for $1,000. I have a case study of this. You can buy a property for a quit claim deed for $1,000, rent it out to people for multiple years, turn it around, sell it to someone that doesn't know any better for 30 sometimes the profit on it, just because, they think they're buying a normal. Yeah.
And you can do it never stepping foot in this city.
Yes.
If you have a house and you accept HUD, you can fill it in one day, and those people will take so much crap from you because it's so hard to find anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can abuse them.
Yes.
And so,
literally.
And you want to raise your city up. You want to get your people to go home and live in a building. Because if you constantly live in a rundown, your furnace is out for days, your air conditioner's out for weeks, you live like that.
Stress-related illness.
How are you going to make strides in your own life? You're not going to be positive. You're not going to be happy. You're going to be mad. You're going to be angry. You're going to be negative. And you're going to just breed that to other people in that building, in your area, in your own personal life as a parent. And these slumlords are just sitting back and just getting these checks from HUD or from these other things. And then they place these on these streets that, okay, so now parking's bad because now you have one house. It used to be one family, right. A big family, great for the neighborhood, just kids running around, all the positives of a big family that used to be. Obviously, we don't have the biggest family now, but there's still guidelines that you can't have one house turn into 4 apartments. We have that on Clay Street. We have that on other streets.
We have that on right outside here on Duff Avenue.
And then the city, in these instances, is forced to selectively enforce because there is no way that you can collectively take on this entire issue. You have to pick your battles, at least initially.
Well, we can, and I've pushed for it. You make sure they pay their B&O. We had a huge slumlord, paid $0 in B&O taxes.
But that's where it starts as a plan. When you said the first thing, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
So
it's that. So we have to get that. We have to be able to find out if you're going to destroy our streets. Give us the money back so we can pave them, so we can put new sidewalks in, so we can let the system work.
Jerry, I'll give you an idea. I'll give you something to work on. I'll tell you something I know from real estate that Morgantown does. It's called a certificate of occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
We have.
You're aware of this, right?
Sure am.
We have that.
No, you don't.
We don't.
It's not the same as Morgantown does. So in real estate, if we sell a house, they go and look at it before it closes. Every house that sells, code enforcement gets a chance to look at. It would be
every time it sells.
It would be a huge thing, but every time it sells, you have to get a certificate of occupancy to change hands.
Imagine how many houses would be able to be
and
flagged.
I 100% know Morgantown does it, so
Let's do it.
All you gotta do is look up the codified ordinance.
Certificate of occupancy. I
And
mean,
of course,
we have them for businesses. So you
for businesses.
businesses. Yes.
But to me,
residential.
but
Is
to
what we're
me,
talking.
landlords is a business, so it should be treated the
Well,
same.
plus they if they're the first buyer changing it over, they're probably skirting that. You know, if they're buying a
Anytime
crappy
property
house that they're planning on
changes
turning into a
ownership.
business.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to get it for every
So
single
our system is broken to where we don't even know it's happening. So this is the route to where you have to do that.
Send code in there. Make sure there's not feces on the ground.
You
Make sure there's not mold in
You
the
don't
wall.
want to make it crazy, but you can have low standards.
Running
have some
water,
standards.
but there's so much of West Virginia right now that doesn't have running water. But think about if we had the certificate of, in place for all of these areas, that would have to be
It
checked.
should be everywhere.
But so many places in the state of West Virginia, there are plenty of families that have children that these kids are going to school without running water.
I would have never known before I got into real estate how many people pump their crap right into the river.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really a Clarksburg issue. That's more of a county issue.
Mm-hmm.
But there's way more of it than you know of.
Yeah.
Don't go swimming in the West Fork. That's all
And
I'm telling you.
your slumlords are going to say this is government oversight. This is, you are infringing on my rights and the free market, this and that. But what I feel is more important is the rights of the people that are being forced into these situations and don't have the economic stability to dig themselves out of it. They don't have another option, and they are being forced into it because a city or municipality is letting this happen to human beings.
Yeah. Right. HUD is always the worst because, like I said, people are so desperate to find a place. If they find a place, they don't want out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They want to stay because there aren't places.
Mm-hmm.
Most good landlords don't want to take it.
Right.
Because they don't want their house torn up. And
right.
then the bad landlords end up with them, and there's no other options, so they can abuse the people who do that.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the most underrated, I guess underrated is the way to say it, biggest issue that we have in the city that has destroyed the city. Like, I would say it's up there with maybe the top issue that's caused the city to be where it's at now.
Agreed.
And it's not thought,
but
I don't think most people could understand how much it really destroys. Like they don't get it. You live next to one of these buildings when it comes to, it's like the trickle down effect throughout a neighborhood. And then, like Clay Street is one example. It's like we have a lot of buildings that are way too, like the zoning is not for that. The zoning, you could have a single family or duplex, but we have apartments with 3 or 4 apartments. Now, you can't fault it's weird. So you can't fault the landlord. They're taking advantage. They know what they're doing, but they got the okay to do it. So it comes back to us. Mm-hmm. We allow it to happen. Yes. We shouldn't allow it to happen.
Right.
What do we do now? We at least make sure they're paying their damn taxes.
And that's the problem. We get into these. We were talking about selective enforcement. We haven't really got into it yet, but by the time you're on council, Jerry, it's such a big problem that how do you tackle
That's what I was asking him. But he said we had step 1, and I mean, he's the first person I've ever heard with a plan that even said step 1.
So the plan continues, and here's what the plan is: it's what they're going to push up for code enforcement, which I know you will appreciate because I know you've had issues with code enforcement, and I brought this to Tiffany, and it's something that I had some education in. So it's mapping. Obviously, we all know about mapping.
Yes.
But GIS, Esri, in using that ability to
give Harry credit for that. He brought that in. We didn't have it at all.
He didn't use it though.
He just got it.
He
wasn't there very long.
Yeah, but he didn't know what to do with it. But we haven't used it since. So, and I've been on council for a while. So, and I literally have a certificate in this field doing this. It's been about 12 years, so it's almost relearning everything. But the impact of it is to where everything's the system, the workflow system, everything goes through this. So if you get a code enforcement violation on Clay Street, Adams Avenue, whatever, and you put it in, it goes right into the system and it is mapped out. So we have color codes of houses. Mm-hmm. We're going to start seeing trouble areas.
Right. Make everything visual. Literally, the code director, code enforcement officer, city manager, or whoever, sit down at their desk, bring up the map of the city. Okay, the shades of red, it's getting darker on this part of Abston. Mm-hmm. You get ahead of these problems.
You have everything mapped. You have all these things, and you see the problems because we're reactive. And that's the worst thing. And there's people that has worked for us in certain fields, code enforcement, and they said government is reactive. We can't do nothing about that. And I'm like
we drive by a problem every day.
Yeah.
Until somebody calls.
Yeah.
But how about instead of paying out another, 3-year severance fee to an employee, we're able to figure out how we messed up, don't make that mistake again, and hire 10 more code enforcement people that can look at this.
But when we get the problems to where they're bigger, we make public works' job easier. In the end, we make the police department, fire department. We are on top of these things. We're getting to the problems before they start. We're on top of our city. We can see it. It's mapped out. It's not just because we're so old school. We still have filing cabinets. Now, there's certain governmental rules you have to keep files for so long, but when we have to pull
on the computer,
files,
you can keep them, right?
Huh? Can you electronic file?
Too, right?
Well, you have to keep hard copies as well for certain things. So even like
I think we even did away with that in real estate. We can at least electronically file now.
But so for so long, it's almost like taxes. You want to keep hard. But anyway, so it comes a point where you can burn. But it's all about work in real time. I go to ask them for information. It's going to take them to go get a file out, and they're going to go through the file. The last time we've done this,
and people are already hurt, already upset, already
I want information
coming to meetings, yelling at you.
Yeah, and not just me as a council member, but I don't have the patience.
Something like GIS, you shouldn't even have to ask for the information. You should have a password for it and just be able to go.
So have a login.
It should be available to me, but we have to keep updating things manually. We try to catch things up. It should be, you make a code enforcement violation, it uploads in immediately. Mm-hmm. It's on file. You don't have to go through a file. You can react in real time.
It'd be nice if you knew about it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if you want that much shit coming to your email, but...
What?
I mean, maybe you do, though, if you want to focus on it.
It'd be nice if more people knew about it. See, that's what my big thing was with that old system that nobody liked, is everybody knew, this house got called in for a yard car. And, if it wasn't gone in, 2 weeks, I'd be looking at the system what are we doing here?
I never
I'm the councilman, and this person called
you mean just me, not you mean public? Okay.
I mean, all the council I mean, even if all the council had a page they could go to and see all the complaints.
Yeah.
I want to see
we can also reward the successes of our staff for being on top of the things.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to find out. I don't want to force somebody to come to the council meeting and find out that code enforcement hasn't dealt with something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather be on top of it and see what gets called in and be what's happening with this? Why isn't anybody dealing with it? Why are we not taking care of this? And that's why they hated that system, because I was all over them all the time.
Well, I mean, you don't have. I go back.
We also knew who cleared it.
You don't have public servants. A public servant is going to be someone that does care about that and doesn't laugh about a code enforcement violation, and they want to actually fix the thing.
Yeah. Also, in that system, you'd see this officer cleared this, code enforcement officer cleared this.
Exactly, accountability, transparency.
The dickhead councilman would be called and saying, "How come this got cleared when it's not done?"
Yeah,
that's why I hate it.
Accountability.
And then the strong ones emerge that when it does become transparent, and you see a mistake, you can either fix it or you can say, "That's okay," and then the voting will come through.
And our job is, sometimes, and I know public works can be pissed off at me or code enforcement. They get frustrated with me. I get it. Police do. I'm always we got to get this fixed. But my goal isn't just to get the accolades of hey, I fixed that problem for that person. Mm-hmm. I don't want that problem to happen, but I want to make their job easier tomorrow.
Yes.
That's our job, right?
I think they're so overwhelmed right now, and all of the police, the firefighters,
but you don't think long term. Our job is to think big picture. Our job is to make their job easier tomorrow.
Yes.
And I think we have the staff to do it. We have to have the technology, and we got to get more modern, and we have to do that. And I think we can do that now. And I think we met with the county with the mapping. Jason Lane's on top of this. We're pushing for it, and but we got to stick with it. And it can't be just something that makes me happy. It's got to be something that makes them happy because it makes their job easier. Because a lot of times they'll do things, not code enforcement. I'm saying overall, I'll get things done, and I'll request something. Well, they'll be like, "Oh, they did it for me, so they're good." Well, no, I don't want to see it again. I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
It's
always the same people too.
Yeah.
And, it's really embarrassing as a councilman when somebody comes and talks to you, and especially if you put in the request for somebody to fix it. Like I talk to the city manager and say, get this fixed. And it never gets fixed. And then you got to see that person again. It's like, I've actually had interactions with people, business owners and stuff. Like, what happened? Why did this never get fixed? And I'd be like, what do you mean it didn't get fixed?
Yeah.
Like, I would actually get mad at the people sometimes. Like, of course it got fixed. And then I go back and look and it's like, oh my God. Like, everyone told me this was done. And it's either it was done, half-assed or it didn't get done at all. And that would make me furious. That's why I was probably a bad councilman, because then I get mad at people and start yelling.
Well, my goal is to drive through the city. Not right now. We'll get to this. Maybe it's a good segue to get to the road work. But I would love to drive through the city and be happy when I start my route and be happy when I end my route, because I'm always pissed off.
If you were doing that right now, though, your end of your route would need to be the dentist because of your chipped teeth.
Yeah, I'm just... honestly,
if you're going to drive all the way from one end to the other, I mean,
you should see.
I don't know if your car's going to make it.
I love driving like that. I drive through Clarksburg all the time. Anytime I can take a route through Clarksburg, and I might need to see my dentist lately, but anytime I can, I love to do that.
Did you see, just bringing up something completely different, I hate to ramble around, but did you see this weekend and next weekend, they're going to close Route 50 and route everyone through downtown Clarksburg? Boy, that is going to make us look good. I just saw that on the video.
How long are they doing this for?
Like a whole weekend.
Oh.
It's going to be an effing disaster. I don't know.
Well, which weekend can we tell
Holiday
people?
weekend when everybody comes back into town.
I think it's this weekend, but it's probably not the only time they'll do it. But that is going to really, really make us look good. Because I imagine they'll go from West Pike Street and probably put it back on at Joyce. It's going to be a freaking disaster.
Let's get into that. So the road construction. I'm just as I live downtown. I'm in the middle of it. Gary, I've seen you battle with the flaggers, like pissed off.
It's
a lot of times.
It's because sometimes they're dumb. I mean, I'm not saying they're dumb all the time, but they do dumb things.
They're clocked in. They're clocked in to do their job. They don't live here. They don't give a shit. That's the problem. That they don't think about, they're going to be doing work on the 4th Street Bridge. There's the exit. One exit we have left downtown, getting off of Route 50 to come into downtown. There's that one exit left. They're talking about shutting down that exit. 4th Street Bridge is right here. Or
so how do you get to Clarksburg at that point?
Downtown. I don't know. So 4th Street Bridge is right here. The exit is past. The exit doesn't start until it's past the bridge. Why do you need to close down 4th Street? Why do you need to close down the downtown exit?
I don't need to get this bad.
That's that's where I want to get in on the legislator and get who's the project manager of some of these DOH projects.
So our state officials have failed us with this project.
They have completely failed us.
The bridge should have never taken us that damn long. The exit that was hit by that truck. I don't care. It should not have taken that long. There should have been pressure on it. This is our downtown. We're the 10th biggest city in the state. And if we get shit done that we're supposed to, I guess I'm worked up now. But so
I don't even want to talk about our current legislators, but if Romano and Miley were our legislators still, it wouldn't have taken
Mike
long.
Romano, Tim Miley, former
it
senator,
taken that
former
long.
commissioner,
When we had those guys, and I'm not getting into their political leanings or anything, but when those were our guys, we weren't last on the list for everything. We had power and trust.
Yeah.
Now we have none.
And Shannon, when I think of the position that you're running for, I view it as, and I've considered running for. I'm not going to run for it. I don't. My son. I can't do it.
You don't want another full time job?
Because I make every job extra.
Yeah.
But my thinking of it and how you can make an impact, and it's not about what side you're on. It's about you can act as an extension of city council, and you
should almost be like a member.
I don't care how you vote down there on things that do not impact the city of Clarksburg.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's one of the reasons I didn't run for it, because I don't want to waste my time voting on something that's not going to impact the city of Clarksburg.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to bring those resources here. I want you to have the ear, to have the phone call, to have the office, to walk in there and say, hey, my city needs to bridge, because Nutter Ford as well, but this changing of the district is an opportunity for us, and it has not been used.
Uh-huh.
Mickey has been operating, sometimes not even working for us.
And Mickey Petito, the one that holds that seat currently.
And she's nice woman, super nice woman. And if I'm doing half of what she's doing at her age, great.
Yeah.
But she's not helping Clarksburg. She's down there voting on a state level that
and it's not even really her fault. I mean, she's not ever going to be Tim Miley.
No.
We had the Tiger, man.
Yeah.
We had the friggin' Tiger.
And those two people that you mentioned are my biggest role models to look forward. Mike Romano
Did you ever have a conversation with Mike Romano?
I was with him 2 days ago. I mean, he
can sell me ice in the middle of the desert.
He is such a breath of information, and I am trying to take in every piece, every single word that he gives me and apply as much of those as I can. Because he was telling me about the school systems the other day and how, per student, all of this charter stuff, the regular public school, you get 8,000 per person. These charter things are getting 4,000. He just knows these things.
Harrison County just lost so much power.
But I want to be the person that does take that city council information and take that to Charleston. And I want to take that Charleston information and bring it back to city council. I want to be that in-between person that shows up to the meetings.
Yeah, common council meetings.
Because that's huge. To even show up.
Because if you don't know what we're working on, if you're walking down the hallways and you're walking by an office, whether it's the economic development office down there, like, we need that stuff. We need that information. And they need to know what we're working on.
Yeah, and I'm young. I'll be the 4th youngest woman ever in the West Virginia State Legislature if I get down there. I know how to use technology. I'm quick with it. I can, maximize myself a lot more than I think someone that is a few generations higher than me, such as Mickey Petito. I can really utilize my skills. I got a master's degree in 2024.
Yeah.
I'm up to date. I'm ready. I'm active. I'm young. I can do these things.
That's why I support you. Just your energy. Whatever you think on national or state, I don't care.
Yeah.
No offense, I don't care. I'm Clarksburg.
Yeah.
Clarksburg.
That's why you are in your position. And I like the state. I like the state level of it. That's, kind of where I find some of my expertise. But I mean, that you're in the right spot, and I think I am too.
So who can we put pressure on? Like, I know the water board caused a lot of the problems here, but we're also doing the sewers, we're also doing the gas.
That was funny. So the water board, the people that we, wanted to get answers from, the water board dropped out and the city manager dropped out.
Who do we blame for this, Jerry? Like, we need somebody to get, like me and all the people with pitchforks and torches need somebody to be angry with.
So, sanitary board, we are part of the project.
Sure, we're part of it.
So we can get answers for that. Drew Eddy is our director. They're great, very responsive. Can get us answers for that. Water board, Jason Myers. Not to get into the water board.
No, I love Jason Myers.
Jason Myers.
We talked about having him on the podcast.
Jason Myers is just great. I
have no
he's
anger.
a good person. He took on a position that, like...
Yeah, when he came in, you can't blame him. Because all the chickens made a run for it when everything went bad. So, he's the one that has had to pick up the pieces. So I don't blame Jason Myers for anything. Same way I don't blame Chad Sigmund for anything.
Yeah.
I might get mad at them and give them a little bit of crap, but I don't blame them.
Yeah. So we're mad at. We're mad at the gas. That's what we're mad at.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. So,
I'm mad at some more of them.
NPL, Hope Gas's contractor has.
So they're a contractor. Okay.
Hope Gas's contractor has not done any road repairs yet throughout the entire downtown project.
How can that be?
Who do they answer to?
You.
Gas company doesn't. Not on state road, they don't.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So, but
is it on a legislative level?
anything.
Is that the person?
A phone call, anything up there could help. But
So should we be flooding those people? Should we be harassing the shit out of them? Because
the PSD. The gas company.
If I put the word out to my crowd, I can probably harass them. Yeah. Would it be the legislators though, or the gas company?
The PSD government. I think everybody. You send everybody because they're not doing any of the road repairs. We've been on them. We've been on them.
What they've done?
We have no leverage though.
You said that they were supposed to start something and they haven't.
No, so they're going through like other utilities are going through there. They're doing their work and they're tearing it up, and then they're patching it as much as they can.
Okay.
But then there's also a time where ground's going to settle and things like that. That's where the issue comes.
So these companies aren't working together; they're working individually. There's several people that need to dig.
They can't work together.
They can't work together. They're not on the same. But
we try to balance them to work together as much as they can, but they're not allowed to work together.
Okay.
For insurance reasons. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but you could have one person stop on day 6 and the next person start on day 7. You could have more of a concrete
You're
plan.
right. If they were capable of that, but I don't think they are.
Okay.
But they have to work around each other, but they're not working on the same page a lot. It's a big project. I will say that. But when you drive through a road, I mean, it's just, you have to go back and make it at least halfway decent. The ground's going to settle.
Dude, I don't know how we're going to... They can't plow West Pike Street. What are we going to do?
Now, certain part... like
if we get a foot of snow...
And I found the closure, by the way. So the closure is starting Friday, November 14th. Route 50 will be fully closed between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. between the Joyce Street and Chestnut Street exits. The overnight closure will continue on Saturday, November 15th and Sunday, November 16th. So the 14th through the 16th, Route 50 will be closed between Joyce Street and Chestnut Street overnight. And every single car, I'm sure a project manager at the DOH knows how many cars are going there. And someone chose to reroute them through this area. Did they do their due diligence? And do they even know? Because I've spoken to these project managers before for the DOH.
It's going to be such a disaster.
A lot of them are out of state and they don't even know what's going on. I have called project managers on projects through the state and found out they're not in the state, but they appreciate the calls from the people because it lets them know what's going on because they don't know what's going on. They've got a huge territory and they don't know. They need those calls.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy to me.
They might not even know any of this is going on in Clarksburg, but they had the decision, and chose to.
So just to kind of move on here, we've blown this so long, I don't want to stretch this too long. As a councilman, like what? How? You're not in control of any of this. There's nothing you can do. It's a state road. It's water board. It's all these outside entities, the gas company. But how can you answer to, Quick Split Detail, Rakiskis, O'Reilly's? Like these people,
downtown business.
We're seriously like the West End. That road right through there. Like it is so bad. I will drive. Now, I live in Staley. I will leave my house and go over Winding Way every single day and get on Route 50 just to avoid that area. Where I used to always drive through there. It's so bad.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
No, it's not. If you're not as angry as me,
yeah.
I'll end up shooting somebody. I can't go through that.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up in a fight.
Sure, yeah.
So when you drive through this work, if you see somebody smiling, that person smiling is either one of the nicest people in the world or
Shannon.
or they're a little bit crazy, right? Because how can you go through there and end that and be in a good mood? I'm pissed off.
I would smile through there and
I lived 10 years in Raleigh, North Carolina. And it used to be down in the street to drive 45 minutes to work, sit in traffic, go through all these obstacles to get to work. Now, if I have to sit for 5 minutes in Clarksburg, God! Why are you not moving?
This was so red on there.
We'll have to edit that one right now. But, yeah.
It's all right.
I mean, it's true, though.
Okay.
Like, when you live in a small town.
Did you break my mic? My mic turned off.
Yeah,
touched it.
Oh.
Touched it.
It was off before I touched it, I thought. I think the yelling. Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I think it did.
There we go. Okay. Sorry if that was my fault. Okay.
But that's why I bought the ones that light up.
Yeah,
go off
I like it.
So here's an idea that I've had, and I haven't said it out loud. It's something I've been trying to think about.
World premiere.
And it's not going to make all of our staff happy. It's going to make some challenges.
Controversy.
I think it's a good thing, though. So our issue is right now is the businesses that are suffering from all this, right? So how do we gauge business city to be Texas? So I think we need to have a business retention committee with the city. But to do that, we have to have finance department able to bring these numbers consistently updated to the committee because that's how we gauge it. We can't, we're not going to go walk in there and say like, well, there's 25 people in here. We gauge it on what they report.
If someone gave me a sheet with the numbers of the businesses that are down and say, you go hit these 5, 10, 15 people today, see how they're doing. I mean, that's a job I could do. Plenty of people could do that.
We already have the information because when they file their B no taxes, it tells us how they're doing. We can compare it. Okay, now have they made substantial changes to their business and that's why it's changed? Well, we should also know that, right? Whether it's growing your business or we'll be able to monitor the numbers and be there of assistance to them and be able to have a committee that can make decisions on, okay, well, Rokiski's has been here for 100 years, right? I think it's I don't know what the number is, but it's really...
Yeah, and that's a perfect example because we owe Brian Rokiski, like...
Okay, yeah. And then so now we can tell them this.
And they've publicly come out upset about it. That we have.
So how do we tell the difference between a business that isn't struggling, but they're just wanting to get something out of it? And I'm not saying it's about Rokiski's at all. I'm saying there's businesses that have done well. If you're going to get, if you're going to get your car work done after this, you might be benefiting. But
I never thought of that. He thought all shop.
Yeah, so he might work out in the end, but other businesses will just try to jump on this to get something. But so we can tell, have you really struggled? And then we can also get on top of the people that aren't paying their taxes as they should, because we're having these numbers in real time and we're seeing, okay, so now we show up and say, hey, have your business been struggling? What can we do to help you? Oh, you haven't been struggling. Oh, you just haven't been paying because you have to report to the state. So,
and then we end up in the PPE
where everyone's. One of the things, I can't remember if you were on council yet when we did it, or the open Goff thing. No buy-in. Like, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah. Nobody's using it.
No, I don't
Like, that was one of my huge things. Like, I wanted everything online. The open Goff thing, for people who are listening, if you don't know, the state auditor's office, if the finance department buys in and does it properly, you can go online and see every dollar that Clarksburg spends. You can see where every dollar goes.
I think I was on their website today, honestly.
But if you don't have buy-in and the proper information isn't filled in, then it's useless.
Yeah.
You can go in there and see. Like, I can go in there and see, like, some things they're kind of doing, other things they're not even trying. So when you look at graphs and stuff, like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you're not getting the input, then the system is useless.
Correctly, it's useless.
And so I came to this thought process of this is because, as a business are telling us they're struggling, this all the road work and stuff. And so then I'm thinking, okay, how can we map out all the road construction that's happened?
You just take a map of the roads and then mark all of
it. But specifically, what streets? Like, so what's the pizza shop? It's why I cannot believe it. No, Northview.
Northview,
Smitty's.
Yeah,
I cannot believe that. I love Smitty's pizza.
It's the best.
Now I want it now. Have they been impacted? Probably, right? Like specific to that street.
Northview's not as bad. But
but there's
downtown's the worst.
So
their profit, on
they
March 6th of this year versus March 6th of last year, or month to month.
They've helped.
Maybe, but these are all things that we don't have to try to figure out.
If I lived in Northview,
the numbers will tell us.
If I lived in Northview,
objectively,
you've pretty much cut off vetoes from me because I'm not going downtown. So may have helped them.
And sort of objectively, so it also one of the reasons also I thought about this is. So my girlfriend, she owns a gym downtown, Riffle Fitness. Good plug, right? Great gym. Her business has been on 6th Street. It's in the Carmichael building.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, you're dating her. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have told you, my so
I'm going to say I know her.
So, for example, it's got Hughes Avenue, 6th Street. Chestnut Street, and there's the street that comes up. It's a one-way. But there's been times when all 3 sections have been shut down. You could not get to her gym.
Right.
Even the sidewalk is closed.
That's Oak Island over there that I've made fun of online.
Yeah. So
right there behind the RG, they've dug the same hole up at least 18 times. That's right in front of her business.
So that's one business.
Is this retaliation against you for something, Jerry? Did you make the gas company?
But I didn't really.
How many times have they dug at that intersection? It is
They've
insane.
lived there. They've lived there.
What do they do?
So then I go to gym. So when I go to the gym there, I walk down there, like everybody's talking about, like, well, how did you guys get there? Well, I had to park over there. How did you get there? It's like some of the dedicated people, but as a gym,
Right.
it's tough to get there. And sometimes, like, oh, give me a reason not to go today. Like, oh, the road's closed. I tried. Like, that door was probably locked. People look for reasons to try to stay from the gym.
Yep.
It's not easy. So she has 3 streets. People are taking this as like, okay, well, I'm not meant to get in shape right now. So her business has been directly impacted. But again,
also, the post office work too.
Yeah, the post office, they're putting codes down, shutting down parking spots for her, and not even really talking to her. They're just like doing it. But
wow.
But anyway, so then it gets down like, oh, you said objectively, which is made me think about this point. So it's like, this isn't me like, hey, my
girlfriend.
And she's not even asking me to do it. She wouldn't even do it. But I've seen this. And so instead of me objectively saying, hey, we need to give her some incentives, it's my girlfriend, like, it's the numbers show it.
Yes.
It shows it for these people. It shows for these people.
Yes.
It shows these people are lying. They haven't paid
For
their
the
taxes.
future ethics complaint, make sure you can prove that too.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure the numbers show that. Somebody watching this right now just heard you say that.
Well, we know.
Let's see.
We can probably write down 2 names that might think they're going to follow up on that. There's going to be a couple for you.
That was an example Jerry was giving. That was not actual.
But it's an objective way to judge things without us putting our politics in it, like we're naming bridges and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it applies to every business, like the McDonald's. I'm not a big McDonald's eater, but I'm a fat guy.
Yeah.
If I want a Big Mac today, even though the downtown one is so close to me, I'd probably just go ahead and drive to another Fort because it wouldn't be as big a deal for me because I could go across the bridge in that way and I don't have to go through it.
Wendy's made $612 one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a fast food.
Wow.
That's $612.
That is something that could cause a major franchise to leave this town.
Absolutely.
Easily.
And if they leave, it's just an empty building.
Yep.
Nothing will ever fill it.
But they can overcome that loss.
Sure.
A small business cannot.
Right.
Wendy's has been there so long and made so much money that they don't owe any money.
So there's also there's a detail shop that's right to the left, right past the bridge. Yeah. So
that's my buddy Dustin.
They're going to be shutting down the bridge, not now, but like 20
cutting him off,
completely shutting him off. Is anybody going to blame him for a
complete screw job for him?
Yeah.
Not his fault.
No.
That is, I agree with you. The city owes him something.
Yeah. If we want to keep him, right? It's business retention. Like that's the idea. So it's like, it's just.
What about the old people at Coupon Towers? How bad is that going to be for them? I mean, they already lost their grocery store. Now they have the dollar store. That's
was a tragedy.
Now they're going to have 2 years with no bridge.
Yeah.
They can't get the dollar store anymore.
Yeah.
Where do they go?
And that was before the road work that we lost Kroger.
And our community's not in a place to be supportive like it has in the past. Like you see the community, like the SNAP benefits shutting down, like so like the community's stepping up and things. In the past, that's how it always was done. Our community's not strong enough right now to think about the Coupon Towers because these people were
losing Kroger's was probably one of the worst things that happened in Clarksburg. I mean, there are a lot of bad things that have happened, but that was one of the
worst. Not to the budget.
Losing any business is awful.
Coupon Towers,
someone that's worked so hard to create a business and get a brick and mortar up. Losing any business is awful.
So I think this business retention thing is a must. I think it's a committee that it can act objectively, can have strict guidelines that we're not picking and choosing, and we are helping. But small businesses too. This isn't for the Wendy's and the McDonald's. It's not.
Sure.
I understand. It's going to be small business.
I'm glad you said that because that's important for the listeners. But I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
So you were big in starting up First Fridays. How's that going? You want to plug anything there? I feel like First Fridays was kind of your thing.
I think we're missing one right now. I believe.
Yeah. Was it today?
Yeah, it was today. So you took our First Friday person.
It was nasty outside too.
It was.
And I took Jerry.
You took Jerry.
The weather, it was. I mean, honestly, I haven't been as involved as I have been. Mike Spatafor still calls me the co-chair. Mike Spatafor.
I know it was. I see it as your thing when it's.
We got to get Mike on here. He's come up more than anyone else.
Yeah.
And I talk about Mike all the time.
He may be our next guest.
Yeah.
If he's listening.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike.
But First Friday, it's just getting the volunteers is tough. Getting the businesses to be bought in right now, and it's tough for them. I mean, how many retail businesses are downtown right now? And that's the goal is to bring more business to downtown. That's the first Friday's mission. So we had to change up a little bit. Ideally, you want it downtown, you want it on Main Street, you want Jackson Square, you want people walking all the way around it. It's been tough to get that to happen.
Sure.
No funding.
Thank God for Jackson Square, though.
Yeah, Jackson Square is good. But
if we didn't have that, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only roof thing you have.
Mhm.
It's too bad it doesn't have, false walls we could put up. It'd be nice if we had a big, zipper tent we could attach to that thing. And
John Workman had an idea about that, like almost like the garage door shutting down and like have it as an indoor place. But I mean, we could make this podcast 5 hours. So for First Friday, it needs funding. It needs volunteers consistently, but it's chicken or the egg, or it's so you try to help businesses, but there's not businesses down there right now. You hope it brings businesses, but if you can't, like sometimes the Blue Bird's not really involved, and it's tough. I get it.
Well, I'm going to put it out there that the city should support it more. I was part of creating some of those funds, and I was excited to hear from last night's council meeting. There was $450,000 in that economic development fund.
Yeah, fantastic.
And more is coming because of all this project.
First Fridays.
Yeah. So
don't let something like that suffer and die when we have $450,000 sitting in an account.
The state of West Virginia is terrible about that. Our rainy day fund in the state of West Virginia is the largest in the entire nation.
Well,
it's like West Virginians don't want to spend our money.
So there was money.
Yeah.
To do the things we wanted to do.
We got an investment strategy.
The money
CDs,
does nothing.
You're not in CDs. You need to get in some blue chips. You need to get into some ETFs.
The money in the bank account does nothing for economic development. You got to get out there.
You got to move it. You got to turn it.
I mean, you got to be careful with it. There were mistakes made with some of the money in the past, but you got to be careful. But you got to put money in the system, though. That's just how economic development works. Money's the only thing that's going to do it.
And the economy is the most important factor to over 80% of people as far as how governments work.
Yeah.
It was a study I read recently. I can probably pull it up, but that's on the top of the list of everyone is, the economy.
Yeah.
So if we're in government, we need to work on making the economy better. That's what they entrust us to do.
So one thing I do want to touch on before we start wrapping up here, ordinances that are enforced. We kind of touched on that, but one thing I want to encourage Jerry to do, and other people on council too, if we're not going to use these ordinances, it's time to start repealing them, because having dead ordinances on the books makes you look stupid.
Yep.
It makes you look like you can't enforce something. And then when you do try to enforce something, the first thing you get is, what about this ordinance that nobody follows?
Yeah.
It's a problem. So if we're not going to enforce it.
My issue with repealing some of them is that sometimes it being on the books keeps people honest. And what's the unknown? If we don't have it on the books, will most people, not the people that are the trouble people, will they start falling? They're just like, well, it's not even an ordinance. We don't have to do it anymore. So I worry about that. No, I get what you're saying though. And we do need it, and that's like, I'm trying to bring more efficiency in code enforcement with the mapping, things like that. I'm trying to get them in a place where they can.
I have two huge examples. Okay, let me give you an example and tell me what you think about it. We did the trash can ordinance. So I think a mistake we made on the trash can ordinance was
What's the trash can ordinance first?
The trash can thing, you're supposed to pull your trash can in after trash day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We started off too strong. We asked you to put on the side of the house or have it put in a perfect world. Yeah, I get what Tiffany was wanting to do.
It was too strong.
Too strong.
You started off too strong, and you couldn't enforce any of it. And then it ended up, you can't even enforce the easy ones. So what I'm saying is, go back and add to that ordinance that you can receive written permission from code enforcement not to follow it. You can get an exception. Because there are some people, like on Milford Street, they're not going to be able to get it up the hill.
Yeah, so
it's just not going to happen.
Waste management, we've had issues with waste management. You can request the assistance, if you're an elderly person, to have your trash can put back for you.
Not going to happen.
They have it out there.
Yeah,
they do it.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's not. They don't do it enough.
They've went to the point now where their staffing is so bad.
Yeah.
That they've. They have to robotic truck now. They won't even get out of the truck.
Yeah.
Like if you don't put everything in the green can, they'll just leave the shit sitting there.
But they also
because they're just going down the street. That's all they're doing. They're hitting the button.
So living downtown, they have there's 3 dumpsters that I can hear right from my back window, which is the only negative thing I would say about living downtown. They have 3 different trucks coming getting those 3 different dumpsters.
Different days.
3 different days, all at 5:15 in the morning.
Oh my god!
Which I'm up 5:15 anyways.
Why would they do them all the same day?
So they
you don't run waste management, right?
I don't run waste management, but logistics is a nightmare in so many damn companies. It's at City Hall, it's at waste management. It's like it's the same. You're right there. Get them all 3, and I don't want to see it yet.
I'll give you another example, just of not following the ordinance, and it's these utility companies. My ordinance. Here's my ordinance. I'm going to bring up because I was so crazy about it when I was on council, and I'm still crazy about it. I'm still mad about it. Where is that picture? Oh, here we go. So I'm still mad about my ordinance. You don't fix one spot in the street. You have to fix from curb to curb because it doesn't ruin the whole road then. Yeah. And what constant problem we've had ever since I've known anything about the city is we go back and fix a road in the neighborhood, and then 2 days later, the gas company comes and digs it up and destroys it and puts a square where they fix their thing, and they put it 3 inches lower, and then
ground settles and it gets even lower.
It's ridiculous. So I passed this ordinance, and here's the thing that makes me really mad.
We even added to it, it made it even better. But
yeah, and here's the thing that makes me really mad. This is not one that they can just miss. We have to approve their work. Our engineer has to approve their work. So somebody's signing off on them doing squares. And I've gotten really mad at Tiffany about it. I got pretty heated with her about it.
Maybe we're not signing off on it.
Yeah,
right now,
just doing it.
I'll tell you right now, it's with all.
Who is our engineer now? I don't even know.
Jason Lane, but he's also working as our code enforcement director.
Jason Lane's our engineer and our code enforcement person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're hiring right now.
I know him, but I don't.
We're hiring right now for a director and another code enforcement officer. But so right now, with all the road, it's very difficult for us to enforce that right now.
If it's part of this, and we're going to fix it later, I understand. But they're doing it everywhere.
Yeah. They'll argue that
they just did it on Winding Way.
Yeah.
Winding Way just got done maybe 2 years ago. And where I drive every day, I told you, because I can't go through town, I drive on Winding Way every day. They just did it right in the middle of the hill coming off of Duncan on the Winding Way. And then a few days later, what starts coming up through their square? Water. Yeah. So it's been leaking for like 2 weeks now. I haven't called. I'm sure somebody has. Yeah. But,
I don't disagree with it's a good ordinance.
And it's not money from us. We just need to force them to do it. And if they don't do it, we need to fine them.
Yeah. But we also need to be able to be aware of it and be on top of it, which we are not, which we got to improve. I see them too. There might have been one right behind City Hall that happened.
Like in Trader's Alley?
Yeah. Jesus. Maybe like right there. Nice little square.
So that just shows that the utility company doesn't, either they don't know about it or they
don't answer.
Don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like the path for us to enforce.
Well, I told you, I can't remember. Maybe I didn't tell you, but I yelled at Tiffany about it. They came out here and dug in front of my house and took my curb out, and they put it back without a curb. They're going to put that curb back eventually. Yeah. Like, they didn't know they were digging in my freaking yard when they did that.
Guess what they're trying to do with all the sidewalks they're replacing going on East Main Street? They were just digging out the curb.
Right, they just left it without a curb.
So it sounds like the utility companies don't have much oversight.
No. And a lot of them are contractors, and the utility company may not.
We look at the
they're trying to do things as cheap as they can.
At the highest level, we look at these at much lower level.
Yeah, if you didn't hear, they got 20-some%.
Yeah,
they tried to 40-some%.
But still, it's a PSD. Like who?
That's what I'm hearing. PSD utility companies. Do we go?
It's like monopoly. It's like,
Yeah.
waste management is the only waste management that's.
Who do we have
Like,
that is familiar with our utility companies? Is it Martin? You said Martin, knows a lot. Do we get
Absolutely.
Martin on the
but
utility
it's
companies?
a state level problem, though.
It's state.
It's a state.
So that's
They
me to
have one
figure out.
company that can do the service that is provided. How can you really do too much to that one
Yeah.
person?
Or right
The only
now,
one that does
it's Mickey to
Yeah.
figure out. And
So what are your big ideas, Jerry? You're going to run again, so what's next? Actually, before you get into the big wide ideas, give me an update on the YMCA first. What's the plan there? What are we doing?
So working with Healthy Harrison now to figure out what's best, but there's a bigger, like the WI.
Didn't sound like it had a lot of support last night.
Yeah, well, I think anytime it comes to people have fear of just these reports. They sit on shelves mostly, right? These plans, and they just the RFPs that don't really result in anything. They just become these plans that need updated or never used.
Well, we have to do plans. We're a city. That's what we have to do.
Yes, we have to do
We
plans.
have to do things
that's
the right
everything. You have to plan
You have to
for
do
a
things
city.
the right way, or everybody's going to question.
But
But I
the
will
cities
say-
with the good plans are the
But I will
successful
say in
ones.
this situation, I strongly feel that I know what we need as a community. I think a lot of people can strongly say that.
But you need to show these other guys.
And
Yes.
I've watched you articulate it.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
That's where it starts,
Yeah.
though.
So
Jerry needs a paper that says what he already knows, so he can go.
Step 4.
when I say it and I'm already angry, like I'm already mad, like frustrated, like why do I have to explain this? Like, and then it's like I don't explain it as well as I.
Exactly. Like, why do we have to explain why youth programs are important?
Yeah, like why the children are important, like the children.
Didn't they listen to Michael Jackson?
That's what I said. Exactly what I was saying. They don't care. They don't care
Children
about
are the
us.
future.
That should be our song to close out.
They
We
don't
are the
care about
world.
us. It's one of those things you don't think you'd have to argue, but you have to argue, and then you're like, I wasn't prepared to argue because why would I have to argue about something that simple? But so the biggest goal, number one goal is to make sure that the swim teams can still practice. And I think, I mean, that we've gotten that. We've run into so many problems that pump things. They was not running, and the Y was not running right. We even had the former director commenting negative things on our post now. He's obviously not happy about us.
Who was the former director? I don't even know.
Is it Tom?
No,
Like the manager or somebody on the board?
Yeah, the manager of the former Y.
I'm trying to think of who that would be.
I mean, it closed.
Yeah, but he was. I don't know.
So what he wants to say, it's not feasible now? You guys should.
Well, I think they know that we're going to have a path forward.
Or they wanted you guys to finance keep.
Oh, they want you to
Yeah, I
fail.
think so.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. But there was something that wasn't done right. So yeah, we're just for the now.
I'm glad we
trying to
built
get
the
that.
bones into it so we would own it.
Yeah, and just so so for one thing, I guess for all just to get it out there, the Jerry West Basketball League will be allowed to use it for practices. I run the Jerry West League. That's a conflict. Certain people think it is. Certain people called and said, like, shouldn't they pay for it and all those things? It's like,
Is the school board paying?
yeah, well, they pay, but they $20,000, but they pay the bridge. It's for the upkeep of a pool. There's no upkeep for a. There's just there's just no upkeep.
So let me get this straight. Somebody has already complained.
They want us to pay for it. They want us to pay, like, to use the gym that's owned by the government. That
Could we just get some type of a vote that, the city votes or
we're
the
just going
city
to do it. And
officials
if people have anything to say,
vote that say, but that
Oh,
just
yeah.
that you are allowed to use it at least
I
that
don't
way
even know
so
what to
it's
say about
official.
that.
So that way it's not, an ethics issue,
Yeah.
It's
well, it's
official.
not an ethics because it's a
No.
non-profit organization that
Wow.
it's
So
like
let me educate everyone on ethics anyway. Because I've tried to write my own ethics complaints about people. And ethics only cares if you're making money.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they care about.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't show any personal dollars and cents, so just never make sure you never make a dollar off of this, Jerry. And you're fine.
And
If you have an ethics
Yeah.
opinion
I
from
believe
me,
the word is an egregious financial
I have-
something.
Yeah.
I have named myself an ethics expert, and I'm giving you an opinion right now. There's no ethical problem with a freaking kids basketball team
Yeah.
using a gym that the city owns.
Yeah.
Wow.
I almost
So whoever even suggested that,
say it out loud.
yeah, Come let me punch you in the face. Come tell me to my face that.
I'll never out the people, but it's just like
that's ridiculous.
I like them to say
that's ridiculous. Yeah, put your name on that. Comment on the Facebook post. Put it out there.
No. One person said it in a way was worried about me to protect me. He said it. He said it about me, which was one way. But other were like, I was benefiting. I'm like, you know how much time I have to volunteer? Like, this is not easy.
A nonprofit organization.
Yeah. Kids
basketball using the city's gym is Jerry Riffle benefiting.
Yeah.
Wow. That's someone with a twisted mind.
Yeah.
You know what? If by some odd chance you get an ethics complaint over that, I will come be your legal representation.
I'll do a fundraiser and I will donate all the money back to Jerry West. I think it will bring in a lot of money. Like,
oh God, Gary.
Hey, this is, you gotta get some ratings, right? But that's
at least this is like 3 hours in or something.
Are we 3 hours in?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we've got to wrap this up. Yeah, we're probably not even going to go into anything else. I think we should wrap this up. Maybe we just have to plan to have Jerry on here again.
For sure.
Yeah.
This was, I think, a super productive conversation. And I hope that people have tuned in and enjoyed it. And I left the picture of that terrible curve up there. We never even talked about it. But that is some beautiful work.
Oh, so they put all those handicap accessible ramps.
Look at
can't go far on that sidewalk.
This is for the handicapped people, folks. This is how we help them out.
And again, that's
so if you have
riding a bike.
So if you have a wheelchair, that's for you to go through. That
you can't even go far at all.
Yeah, that spot right there between that pole and that poison ivy is that's how you get to the grocery store.
I've already measured it. I was so mad that day. But again, I guess the ending.
And look at the street.
We can do so much better. I mean, in my last contract, I traveled all over the country and just looked at just different cities and how I can bring it back. And
is that something sticking out of the street?
We can do so much better.
And it's PSD. We got it. We got a little accountable.
And look, the actual road is up over the curb. That is egregious. That's what we just got done. That's brand new. Where is that at?
I don't know, but we need to name a curb after you, I think, or a street.
This looks like, is that like the mustard seed?
The one I sent you?
Yeah.
It's Charleston Avenue, right before you get to, right past Jackson.
Okay, so I was right. It is.
Right before you, yeah, right before you get
to. Look at that. That was a pretty good guess. All right. Well, anyway, I think we should wrap this up. We've been too long. We'll have Jerry on again. Thank you to Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Vice Mayor Jerry Riffle.
This was therapeutic a little bit too.
Good.
Say it out loud, like when it's
good. I mean, and you have the time.
What's terrible is I still had a page here, but I can't believe we went as long as we did.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to it entirely. We could go another 7 hours. Like honestly, I didn't realize
it's so much bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the goal here is, and I think we achieved it, is we're not just talking about problems, we're talking about ways to fix it.
Yeah.
And, we're actually letting people in on some of the inside things they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
And it's not excuses. It's me. I'm pissed off as they are, and I really am. Like, if you can tell. But I'm also, if it's not right, I'll call it out too. I do a little bit more
Jerry is your hero.
Gary, but like I still get angry.
Most people are more politically correct than Gary.
Look at Jerry as your hero, though. I'm telling you, if you get a hold of this guy direct, he will definitely help you.
Vice Mayor wins the election.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
26.
Is it 26? Yeah.
Is it? No, I'm 26. I don't know the date. Is it the same ballot? So I believe it's May 12th. I got to pull up my fire.
I can tell you, I don't know anybody as dedicated as Jerry that cares about helping people when they get hold of him. And, is going to follow up with complaints.
Even if you don't like me. I wish.
I don't care if people like me, but
yeah,
I think people know I get stuff done.
Yeah.
I think you're the same way. It's like you're not sitting back waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Like, if you have that bold idea, you want somebody like Jerry in charge, get it done. Like, let's do something.
Vote for Jerry. May 12th, 2026 is the
we'll probably have him on again before the election, so we don't have to do a vote for him right now. Anyway,
No, they only watch
thank
this
you very
one,
much, everyone, for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Not
guys.
only watched this one, Shannon.
You never know.
Or always
They might have saw
subscribe.
you pull out the knife and be a little scared.
I didn't even go to the gun drawer. Anyway, everyone, thank you for watching and have a nice evening. We'll
Thank you
sign
so
off.
much.
Thank you.